It's Drew here, back with another video. So today, we got another special guest, someone you've seen before. Why don't you just introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, it's Mikey, aka mikeyuubi. We're back for part two, doing Shippuden this time.
We said we'd be back, and obviously we're back. So yeah, we could just get right into it, obviously. But I feel like before we start, we can kind of talk about Shippuden overall and how people view it, because when we talked about Naruto, it was we kind of all in agreement or agreements that Naruto Part One, like everyone kind of loves Naruto. Naruto's still like that thing. But Shippuden has a lot of haters. I wouldn't even, maybe not even haters, but they have a lot of critics. I'll say that.
Yeah,
What do you think? Do you think Shippuden will have overall better score than Naruto, or what do you think?
I think Shippuden is probably like less consistent compared to part one Naruto, but then again, Shippuden deals with like a lot more, I guess, bigger issues in like the Naruto world. Like we get like explanations to like, characters like Itachi, the Akatsuki, then there's like wars breaking out, all the tailed beasts, and like it's a lot to unpack compared to Naruto, which feels very like small scale, I guess, but then like the world building in like Shippuden kind of like expands like drastically. So in a way, like Shippuden has more areas where it can mess up in, and it does. It's not perfect all the way through, but I still prefer Shippuden compared to OG Naruto. I'm not sure why, like, people say like, oh, it drops off, after Sasuke retrieval, or it drops off after the pain arc and stuff like that, and like, it doesn't. It has its ups and downs, but I think the highs like outweigh the lows like drastically, and people need to like either revisit the series because they get it stuck in their head because it's one of those things that just gets like passed around ear to ear, like, oh, it gets bad at this point, now you're gonna hate it, so, but yeah.
That's what I say. Now we're pretty much in agreement. Like I've said this like every time I've talked about Naruto and Shippuden. I think Naruto Shippuden is actually better than Naruto, but I do agree that Naruto's more consistent. I think that Shippuden has higher peaks.
Yeah.
In a sense, like I think some of the arcs, for instance, I was gonna come out. I don't have to. We're not gonna spoil too much with the rankings, but I think Naruto Shippuden has the best arc in both series. Like that's just what I. Think.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think it has some of the best moments, even like the best fights. Like when we talk about Naruto, I feel like more people more actual fans of the series can resonate with like Shippuden than they can with Naruto, like in terms of moments. But like there is that whole war arc and stuff, and people get on like they'll say it gets like bad after the pain arc. To me, it's like it does. Like there is stuff with the Kaguya stuff that's not great, but like I still think Shippuden's amazing. It's great. Yeah, we can get right into it. Now I don't want to use too much. We can start ranking these arcs because I know people are gonna definitely I think everyone was kind of cool with Naruto Part 1. Everyone was chilling, but they're gonna disagree with this. There's no way.
Yeah.
All right, so the first arc we have, isn't that the Kazekage Rescue?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously the Kazekage Rescue Arc. You know what I'm saying? Gaara got packed up. That's like Gaara got. So I think so. Like we were with Naruto, we were introduced to like the Akatsuki early on in Part 1. We talked about that with like Kisame and Itachi. We just kind of knew like, oh, it was Itachi, and then his bro, like this guy that works with him, like Kisame, right? Then like with the first arc in Shippuden, we find out the Akatsuki are really because see, at first we knew Itachi was after Naruto, but we didn't really know why. But then we learned like the Akatsuki are after just Jinchuriki. And what's the Jinchuriki that we know? Gaara. So we get to see like the whole stuff with Deidara or Deidara. People say I used to say Deidara when I was younger.
Yeah, it's like Deidara. That's it.
Deidara, yeah, Deidara. So, like, yeah. Nah, people will get on me for that. So, yeah. All right. So what are your thoughts on the Kazekage arc? I guess where would you rank it?
It's not one of my favorites. I think it has some really great stuff, like when Naruto comes back, like, there is this like kind of shocking revelation that what Gaara's like Kazekage already. Like it's pretty crazy, like drastically. And he's protecting his village after everything he's been through and stuff like that. Yeah, it's okay. I think it suffers a lot from like pacing issues as well, especially if we're like talking about the anime. Like it's kind of like a bit of a drag, especially when they're like going to the sand village, then they're going to the Akatsuki hideout, and like it's all quite a lot. But it has like a really great fight of like Sakura and Granny Chiyo versus Sasori, which is like amazing. One of Sakura's best moments, I think.
It's actually crazy because like it's like early on and that's still like a top 5 Sakura moment. I feel like.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's really great. People like to, obviously, I don't hate Sakura, but I don't love her as well. I'm like in the middle with her, but like people are like, oh, you know, she wouldn't have done that well if it wasn't for Granny Chiyo. It's like, okay, it's a team effort either way, you know, type of thing. But
and then she's also facing an Akatsuki member, so like.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, you need to put some respect on her name, you know, just this once at least.
Yeah, I still dislike Sakura strongly though. But I mean, yeah, like I don't know. So like we didn't really. I don't even remember if we got into like the different characters, and how we thought about them. But Sakura definitely became a lot less. Like if you rewatch Naruto, you see how terrible she was as a character, at least in my opinion. Like in part 1.
No, yeah, in part 1, she's just
for sure. But...
No, yeah, she's kind of just standing there a lot of the time. But like in Shippuden, she does like she's still a bit inconsistent at times, but at least she does like put in the work every now and then, even if you know it is inconsistent and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah. So.
But yeah, we get Kakashi's like new Sharingan as well in this arc, and he like zips off Deidara's arm, and yeah, we get this kind of starts. It doesn't really start the rivalry, I guess, but it leads it on of like Kisame and Guy fighting each other, and Guy forgetting Kisame's name all the time and stuff like that, which is nice. But yeah, it's okay. It has a nice ending, I think, with Gaara dying and stuff like that, and Granny Chiyo dying as well, you know.
I was about to say, like, honestly, when thinking about Naruto Shippuden, this is probably one of the arcs that I think about the least.
No,
like,
yeah.
When you think about like Naruto Shippuden, you don't think about the Kazekage Rescue Arc, because it's like what happens in it? Gaara dies. Well, he comes back though. Like he comes back the same arc. Well, not the same arc, right?
Yeah.
Granny Chiyo dies, but she was introduced in the same arc she died in. Not saying that you can't do that properly, but she just, to me, it's just she's kind of like a whatever character.
Yeah.
She had like relevance, but she wasn't super important to me. So I don't know. I feel like you can get his Garth like a 6, maybe a 7 or something.
Yeah, I'd say honestly, like I think a 6 is what I'm gonna go for me. It has some really great moments, like I said, like I do really enjoy Naruto's kind of like speech at the end when Gaara's dead, and he's like, you know, you all just put names on us, you know, making us Jinchuriki and stuff like that. You don't ask us how we're feeling and stuff like that. It's like really great moments, but it's a lot of it. The middle stuff just isn't really that interesting, honestly, and yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. Like 6 or 7, I probably go 6, especially because if we're looking at the later arcs, it's gonna be like higher. So
yeah,
6. I think we're agreeing with the Kazekage arc. So
yeah.
The next arc is like the Tenchi bridge. I can't even pronounce that word.
Yeah, Tenchi bridge. You got it.
No. The next word. It's like Tenchi bridge. Reconnaissance. I'm stupid. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you want to count that arc or what?
Wait, what? What?
Like, do you want to count it?
Oh.
Or do you want to include something else? Like, is that a whole arc?
No, yeah, that's a whole arc. What do you mean?
I'm gonna lie, bro. So, like, no, for this arc, like, all I remember. Okay. I guess it's like, so. I don't know. I always thought of it like a mini arc, because all I remember from that arc is like, Naruto runs into Orochimaru and he's like, bring Sasuke back, and Orochimaru was like, no, Sasuke's with me, and like he went 3 and 4 to like, that was powerful, and then he hit Sakura. Like there might be more to it, but that's like what I remember. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, it is an arc. Unfortunately, it's not that great. This is my least favorite arc in the entire series. I absolutely hate it. It has horrible pacing. It has introduced some really boring characters like Yamato and Sai, which I really don't like.
All the weakest characters in the
And it's annoying because like, yeah, Sai, he's okay, I guess, later on, but like, I think people need to understand that Kishimoto introduced Sai to kind of like replace Sasuke, and like, you know, it's shown because Naruto and Sakura are saying, oh, he's kind of like Sasuke, you know, and stuff like that during the arc.
And he was so lame. The thing is, Sasuke was actually like cool. He was lame.
He's funny. He made some few you know, inappropriate jokes towards Naruto's, you know, region down there. I don't want to say in case YouTube.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What the hell? I don't know that.
So those were kind of funny, but besides that, he wasn't very interesting. Neither was Yamato and stuff like that. Only moments I liked.
Didn't they also like? My fault.
No, go on.
I was about to say, didn't they also? This is the arc when they ran to Sasuke, right?
Yeah, at the end.
They ran to Sasuke, and Sasuke was basically like he basically kind of manhandled everyone.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah, this is like a 4, honestly.
No, it's not good. Like I said, the Nine Tails rage is good. It shows it's a good moment for like showing how Naruto like shouldn't rely on the Nine Tails as much and stuff like that. Like Yamato has a really good conversation with him about that. Like if you want to bring Sasuke back, use your power. Don't rely on the Nine Tails. And I thought that was really good. But yeah, then meeting Sasuke was good as well. You know, we get that kind of hint of like foreshadowing as well that Sasuke was about to end them all with Kidding, but then like Orochimaru stopped him. He's like, "Whoa, what are you doing, man? Like, relax."
He's about to. They're all about to be blunts, but that was actually not. he took like Naruto was about to use Nine Tails, and he like went to Kurama. He was like, "Yeah." Kurama was like, "Yeah, the only guy who's done this is like Madara." And Sasuke's like, "Yeah, never heard of him."
Yeah.
Which is like, you know, I don't know what Uchiha. I know his family died when he was like 7, but like. No one in like the fact he didn't learn about Madara even up to 7 years old is kind of crazy. Like, yeah, what's it called? I love we're gonna talk about Madara when we get to him, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, love that foreshadowing because it's like
slowly building him up as well.
Yeah, slowly building him up. Yeah, seeing like because Sasuke always was like, yeah, this is what made you so strong, Naruto. It's just like he just showed us very clearly Naruto's outclassed. He's not anywhere near Sasuke. Like. They both train under a legendary Sanin, and one's much better. And like even the advantage that Naruto had, like Sasuke can kind of like negate it. So
yeah.
But we don't honestly have to spend too much time on that terrible arc.
No, yeah, this arc sucks. I really don't like it.
It's actually disgusting.
I'd say it's probably like I'm leaning towards either 3 or 4. Like I really do not like this arc. I always whenever I get people into Naruto, I'm always like, oh no. I'm always so worried they're gonna drop the series at this arc. I'm like, no, you need to push through.
After the freaking. Yeah, I was. If they get past the whole Naruto, they gotta stick through it. I feel like, right?
Yeah, but
people will drop it off.
I feel like if they're watching Naruto, like this arc drags so much in the anime. I really hate it. I don't remember what it's like in the manga, but either way, it's still like not too interesting for me.
Yeah. It's a boring arc. Like nothing really happens, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. I'll be nice. There we go, yeah. 4.
Both at 4. Okay, better. So the Akashi. So the next arc we have obviously is basically I always call it the Hidan and Kakuzu arc because it's like those guys.
Yeah.
But it's actually called the Akashi Suppression Mission. So like basically that a lot actually happens in that arc. I want to say, right. So we get like people always complain that Shippuden's all about Naruto and Sasuke. This arc is like a lot of like praise for you. It's a whole. I forgot what team Inashikacho is. I think it's like what team 9 maybe. Team 8. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'll look it up.
The number doesn't matter. But like. Yeah, the number does not matter for sure. But like the Inashikacho, we get like a lot of support from them because like Asuma dies. So like first of all, what I liked about early Shippuden is as we saw like the first arc, we see Deidara. That's one. We saw Itachi and Kisame from earlier in Naruto. Now this next arc we introduced them. We're seeing the 2-man units.
Yeah.
This next arc we see. Oh, my fault. The first arc we see Sasori and Deidara.
Yeah.
This arc we see Hidan and Kakuzu, so we're getting like these 2-man units, and they, they talk about being threatening. Like Hidan kills Asuma, and Kakuzu kind of like is just doing what he's doing. Then like obviously the Inashikacho, that we see that whole combo. Shikamaru has like a really tough moment. Kakashi works with like Inashikacho, which is a weird combination of like you know what I'm saying? We don't see Kakashi work with like Shikamaru and Choji. I think Ino might have been there. Was she there?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, so it's a weird combo, right? Obviously, like Naruto. I remember seeing the scene when they were trying to hype up Naruto. Like it's showing like parts of his body, but it's like, bro, he's the only character in this entire series with an orange jumpsuit. We know who this is. That was cool. He brings up he finally has a new jutsu. Like he was spamming Rasengan and shackles for the longest, and he comes with like a Rasengan variant. That's like the first one we ever got. So that was cool seeing that because the rest of the Shuriken's a really cool technique, I think. And honestly, it's a technique he uses like for the whole series pretty much. He doesn't ever stop using it. I want to say. So like, I really like the other series. So before I give my like rate, you can like talk about what you like about it and stuff like that too.
Yeah. I think arguably Hidan and Kakuzu are probably like maybe the like least interesting Akatsuki duo, because we don't really get much on the backstories.
Yeah,
but I think the like personalities and how they kind of like bounce off each other is kind of what makes it so interesting, because like they hate each other, but like they're so like perfect together with their abilities. You know, Kakuzu can like stitch Hidan back onto his body and stuff like that. Like, it's the perfect partner for each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what's it? You brought it up earlier as well. Like, Shikamaru has like some really great moments. Like, there's an it's that anime only episode as well, where like, you know, he's having that conversation with his dad and stuff, and he's playing.
That's
like,
anime only.
Yeah, it's not in the manga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a really good. I watched that recently. That's an amazing scene.
No, yeah.
When he starts crying.
Easily, yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's easily one of the best episodes. Like, in the entire series is great. The fight is really good as well, especially in the anime with like Kakashi as well, trying to like just take it all on. Shikamaru as well, like we get that awesome, like, what's it, the quote when Hidan's in the grave, it's like, I'm your god now and stuff like that to Hidan.
Yeah, that was nah. Shikamaru was in his bag, bro. It was like, yeah, that was like one of Shikamaru's best moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you touched on that a little bit, but like Hidan and Kakuzu are like, I feel like some of the least fleshed out characters, and I think it's because of who they like. Normally, if you look at who Naruto fights, he fights characters in which like he's always trying to like, you know, like he's like, yeah, there's more to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, there's good in you, you know what I'm saying? With Obito and Sasuke and all these characters, but like when he fought Kakuzu, he was just trying to get the dub. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to understand Kakuzu, because he was basically trying to get a dub to prove that he could beat Sasuke. That's like,
yeah,
even
exactly.
when he beats Kakuzu, he's like, yeah, am I finally catching up to you, Sasuke? Which is like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
That's like, and also he kills Kakuzu. I think that's, did he kill Kakuzu?
No, Kakuzu's still alive, yeah, but then Kakashi comes over and finishes it off.
Okay, well, like, yeah, that's not like normal Naruto. He's pretty, I'm not gonna say bloodlusted, but it was like Naruto was just trying to get it done.
No,
See,
yeah.
I mean, Naruto didn't fight Hidan, but like Shikamaru was trying to get it done, so we didn't get like time to see what they like their characters basically.
Yeah, we don't know, like, there's still some unanswered questions, like Jashin, like who is that as well, with like Hidan and stuff. But no, yes, it's a good arc, especially if you like Shikamaru as well. I think it was a nice break from it being like people thinking it was just gonna be like Naruto all the way through. It's a good way as well for a training arc to be commenced in the middle, because I've always said Kishimoto is really smart at like properly including training arcs into story arcs, because he'll always have something more interesting going on in the background. You know, so we have the whole Akatsuki's going on while he's learning the Rasen Shuriken training, so it's not too like, you don't feel bored. It's a nice going back and forth, you know.
Yeah, like what you said, Kishimoto does implement training arcs really, really well. Like how Naruto learned the Rasengan originally, that was an arc. It was plugged into an arc where we still saw a lot of crap happening.
Yeah.
How Naruto learned how to like do summoning jutsu in arc. Sasuke learned Chidori in arc. Like, and again, he does it for the Rasen Shuriken, and it's just really good. And we're gonna talk about another like technique that Naruto learns in an arc as well. But so I guess ranking out of 10, I feel like 7 is good. It's gonna get really good. I can't just throw like 8 to 9. I don't know though. It was a good arc. Like, there's not really much wrong. I don't know. 8? Is that high?
I was gonna say, it's like, I wish I don't want to give it like a 0.5 or something, because I feel like that's like cheesing it out.
Yeah, it's like cheating. Yeah.
I'll give an 8. I'll give an 8 for now, because it is really enjoyable, especially compared to like the previous 2 arcs as well. I think it's a very nice like step up, especially if you like Shikamaru. If he's like one of your favorite characters, then like you're gonna love this arc.
Yeah, this is a great arc for him,
yeah.
Honestly. It's just great for Shikamaru, and you know she could show people, but Shikamaru specifically.
Yeah.
But we're about to get to some peak fiction, obviously.
Kishimoto's like, all right. Kishimoto was in his bag when it came to this section.
I'm not gonna lie, Kishimoto really did. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he missed for like, I'm looking at the arcs, he really did miss for like 4 straight arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next arc we have is Itachi Pursuit. Is the Itachi Pursuit mission. So like, this is actually not the Sasuke Itachi fight necessarily.
No.
It's not, but I'm pretty sure what I'm trying to gather from it is like, what? So do you know exactly what happens in this arc? Or so I think isn't this is also this has got to be when Naruto encounters Itachi, right? Like when they talk for a little bit.
Yeah, and we also get Sasuke forming his team as well, and we also get the
Okay.
Deidara fight as well with him and
Oh
yeah,
really? That's in
yeah,
this?
yeah.
That's like an 8. And I ain't, bro, the Sasuke data. I feel like I'm messing that up, and I'm like, when I get super conscious about pronouncing words, I fuck up.
No, it's okay. I mess up names as well, like Minato and stuff like that and stuff. It's like, it's whatever.
They don't be on me for sure if I mess up. Yeah, but Deidara like the Deidara Sasuke fight is actually really tough. Like
Yeah, I loved
like
because I love Deidara as well so much. He's one of my favorite Akatsuki members because he's so like he's so different. Like he's not really like I guess has a depressing backstory and stuff. He just wants to show he's better than people, and he got so annoyed that the Uchiha like so hacks with the abilities. And I love that scene where like it's when like he's like it's near the end of the fight and he's like, I hate you and your brother, you and your damn eyes always judging me with my art and stuff. Like I love that.
I was about to say, because Deidara, he kind of like it's just he's just being surrounded by people that are just better, like they're just more talented than him, right? Because Itachi kind of like flamed him. If you look at the hierarchy of the Akatsuki, it's a lot of niggas with special abilities. And
Yeah.
Sasuke is this kid. He's like, bro, it's funny because Deidara, I think. I was talking to my friends about this, bro. Like, Deidara really trained years to not be affected by a jutsu, by genjutsu, and he still got affected by it. So
Yeah.
he was just blood. It's just he kind of trashed me think about it like that. But like, that was a great fight. And when
No,
people
yeah.
talk about Shippuden being like all Dragon Ball Z, you know, it's like all these blasts and stuff. That was the Sasuke Deidara fight was a great grounded fight in which it was actually like a ninja fight because they were really trying to outsmart each other. Well, Sasuke was just consistently outsmarting Deidara.
No, yeah. Like Sasuke had the like element advantage, so we saw some really good like strategies and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
when he's putting the like Chidori sword into the ground to like see if there were any bombs nearby and stuff like that. Like it's really
that was
great.
tough for sure. But like, I don't even know what you wanted. What would you want to?
Well, the thing is as well, for the anime, this I'm reading it now and it says this also includes the Kakashi Gaiden arc as well. So
Okay.
that's with, you know, obviously Kakashi's past with Obito and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't-
How did we first figure that? Learn that information?
The thing in the manga, this happens straight after like part 1 Naruto before Shippuden.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know if you want to like talk about that like separately or like what, because I feel like I don't know. It's weird.
I was gonna say the Obito Kakashi stuff is because like I remember I was watching Naruto before we got the Obito like masked man reveal, right? So I remember playing some of the games where we would just get the story about Obito and he had like the two-tone Sharingan and stuff. But I always felt like the Obito story was like it was cool because we got Kakashi's origin, but I didn't think it was that relevant until we found out the masked man is Obito. That's when things started, you know, clicking together.
Yeah.
But, like I damn near throw it in when we get Obito revealed, but like that's just to me because I don't think it's that. I don't think. Do you think it like would change the rating on the arc?
No, we'll yeah. Obviously, I feel like we should leave it out because even in the manga, like obviously, it's the kind of
Yeah.
two separate arcs as well. So I guess
Yeah.
just leave it.
Because what's it called? When Obito gets his mask removed, then we get the flashback basically from right when that stuff ended off. So that'd be a good place to put it if you want.
Yeah, we'll leave it for later then.
All right, bet. So yeah, I give it like a okay. So the arc before, I'm gonna try to start. We go start comparing arcs at this point. So the last arc we just came from is the Hidan and Kakuzu arc. I think that arc might be better than the. Oh, okay. So Hidan Kakuzu arc or this current arc we're in right now, the one we're talking about. Is like that's like Naruto. Naruto Itachi. There's like a little foreshadowing stuff. Some stuff we'll see later on. Sasuke Deidara fight was pretty good. I think Hidan Kakuzu is better, so I think this might be like a 6 maybe.
Damn, a 6.
Well, maybe they're the same tier though, so I guess that I probably give it a 7.
No,
They're the
yeah.
same tier.
I mean, they can be in the same tier and stuff, and you can still like put one over the other. Like,
yeah, you're right.
I'd say I'd give it a 7. I think the only thing that weighs it down is like some of the recruiting process with Sasuke is a bit boring with like Karen and Jugo and stuff like that for me. But
Oh yeah, I was gonna say because I don't even remember Sasuke making his team. I just remember like he fights Killer B and he has his team. Like I'm not gonna lie, like they're so Because you talked about how Sai was supposed to be the Sasuke replacement. It was like those niggas were supposed to be like the Naruto and Sakura replacement. It was like these guys are just like completely lame.
Yeah.
To me, there was not a cool member on. I think they were called Team Heavy or Heavy, right? And then they were called, like Taka.
Yeah.
Just like what are we doing? But 7 here.
Yeah.
Okay. We're about to get now we're in our bag. Okay. Next arc. Oh, this is like it's weird because it's like the tale. This is obviously Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. But I'm trying to like remember what's actually specifically in that arc. It's not. Is that when he fight? That's when he fights Jiraiya, right?
Yeah.
When he fights Pain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I was looking at the arc. Yeah. So this is basically Jiraiya. This is like we get all the backstory information we're gonna get about Jiraiya. He fights Pain. So this whole time we've been getting introduced to like Akatsuki member by Akatsuki member, and then bam, we get introduced to this Pain guy. So like this right off the bat, he has the whole the Rinnegan, right? The Rinnegan, and that's something that we just didn't know anything about prior to, I want to say. But we basically the moment it gets brought out, when we talk about slicing, like the Byakugan was sliced early on, but like the Rinnegan, they was like, yeah, person has the power to either create or destroy the world. I was like, yeah, this is some crazy shit right now. It was just like Pain was, and then like we know everyone knew Jiraiya was strong because like saw the 3-way deadlock. We talked about that last video, right? We saw how powerful Sanin is. Orochimaru is a Sanin. He killed Hiruzen. We always smoking that Hiruzen pack. We see how powerful Tsunade is, but like just to see like Jiraiya basically just get his shit smacked. Like it's not even close. Like kind of just get bashed, and it's like damn. He's like not like these Akashi members specifically. Like this Pain guy is a different breed. So. Yeah, what you thinking, bro?
Yeah, it's a good arc because it's very small. Obviously, there's not really much to talk about and stuff like that. But there's some good moments with like when Jiraiya leaves the village and he has that small conversation with Tsunade and stuff like that. And it also does a little flashback to like Naruto's parents being revealed. I don't know if that's the first time they kind of get revealed at that point and stuff.
Parents?
Yeah.
That's what we see stuff about Minato and Kushina?
Yeah, because it's like Tsunade and Jiraiya talking, and then they're like talking about how like Naruto takes after like Kushina's personality and stuff like that, but he looks like his father and stuff. Like it's a very small segment, and because we also get the obviously when he's like dying and like Jiraiya's like, am I fading out and stuff like that, but then like he remembers, he gave Naruto his name and stuff like that, and Minato wanted to name him after like the main character in his book and stuff like that.
Okay, I do remember that. Okay,
yeah.
So I didn't even peep that they did some Minato like stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even remember by now everyone knew Minato was the son of the father of Naruto, but yeah. I mean, this arc was. I remember when the fight came out and Jiraiya was like he was just fighting Pain. It was just crazy. Like when he had his hands together like in a prayer form, and he was just kind of like he had to run away. It was a whole thing. Like
that was sick. Yeah.
I was sick, and it was bad. Honestly, I feel like. Where are we going 7 again for this? Because I think like it's about to get pretty hefty. I don't know if are you going 8? I don't know. I think I was thinking 8 originally, but now I'm like, Kakuzu. I don't know. It could be 7 or it could be 8. I don't know. Honestly.
I don't know.
Let me be decisive.
Because it's a really good art. I don't think there's anything really wrong with it. It's super good, but it's like if I'm thinking about how we're gonna compare it as well to the later arcs as well, is what I'm thinking.
That's why I don't want to be like so quick to give these arcs like high like letters when I know like we know the next 3 arcs are like tens. Like I can't just give this like a 9 for instance because I like it. I'm gonna say 8 because whole Jiraiya like death. I don't think people were expecting Jiraiya was gonna die. That's I don't think I don't remember like too much of that, but I don't think the time I was thinking Jiraiya was gonna die. That was like a whoa. It really like because we talked about earlier how like Gaara died when he came back and Asuma died. I mean, I have people like Asuma, but Asuma was always like a mid-tier Jonin, right? When we talk about the top-tier Jonin, it was like Kakashi guy. Those were the top dogs. But then it was always said, okay, above those heads is the three Sanin. 3 Sanin were like honestly, the 3 Sanin to me, or I feel like it was described, the 3 Sanin were equal to like to old man heroes, and so they were like the four. I guess they were like the four strongest like shinobi in the world at the time, right? Excluding the Akatsuki, obviously, and like people that were hidden. But like then Pain comes in, like it's just so clear that the Akatsuki or not the Akatsuki, that the Sanin, specifically Jiraiya, like the best that Konoha has is not hanging with Pain. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's when Naruto really gets like, okay, we're kind of in trouble here, because that was like Konoha's best shinobi. Like I think, unless you want to, you could say like Guy 8-gauge, sure, but like from what we had seen, that was like our best shinobi. So like, the fact that he kind of got turned to a blunt so quickly, it was like, I'm gonna make that 8. I'd be decisive.
Yeah,
so.
for me, I'm gonna put it at 9, which is high, but I think like it does deserve to be that high, because like it's probably one of the most like emotional moments you're gonna get in the series as well, especially if like you know how this is gonna affect Naruto and stuff like that. Like we see later on, you know, when he's sitting down with the ice popsicle and stuff like that, and he's crying, and Haruka comes over and stuff like that. Like it's all great, and like if Jiraiya's one of your favorite characters as well, like you're gonna like feel a lot from it. But for me, I'm gonna put it as a 9, because it's a really good arc. I'm saving my I'm saving my 10s for the top tiers. Don't worry.
Nah, I mean, I'm not mad at the 9. I just we're gonna move on, because we're gonna get to some next arc. The very next arc. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I don't want to get this out of order. The fated battle between brothers. So that's like, I'm gonna say that's a 10, right? I'm just coming out and say that's a 10. We don't really have to speak too much.
No, yeah, it is a 10, yeah.
Sasuke versus Itachi, like when we talk about foreshadowing, Itachi being foreshadowed, like Itachi, the fight with Itachi was foreshadowed since like episode 1, damn near. I think Sasuke was like, yeah, I gotta kill a certain someone. Then he mentions his brother gets Haku, like, yeah, I can't kill my brother. And he's like, yeah, and then I guess the guard, he's like, yeah, if I can't save my friends, how am I gonna kill my brother? I'm an Avenger. We just keep on getting that stuff. Then he fights Data, a person that Itachi like outclassed. He high diffs him, or you know, extreme diffs him or whatever. It's like, okay, we're itching closer. And I think it's just everyone knows the fight is coming. It's like, okay, it's time. And like, you know, the fight doesn't disappoint. We don't have to speak too much on that. Like, it was a tough fight, an amazing fight.
No, yeah, all the way through, and it's probably the most different fight compared to everything, because like I talked about this before, but like, you know, it's a battle of illusions and stuff like that, which makes sense. You know, they're literally at this moment, which we think that the last 2 remaining uchihas in the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I love how it's just so back and forth. Like one of them's dead, oh no he isn't. The other one's dead, oh god. It just keeps going and going and going, and it's so good and stuff like that.
I mean, like, I feel like I don't want to make it too short, but it's like, it's that arc. Like, it's it's like when we talk about, like, we know that these are 2 high-class shinobi. Like, we know everyone and their mom talks about how crazy Itachi is in the world of Konoha. We know Sasuke's a genius too. So we get to see, like, I think they start off with taijutsu, then we see some ninjutsu, and we find out that all was like genjutsu. So, okay, so we see all the 3 types of jutsu. Okay, we're out here, and like Sasuke brings out every trick in the book he has, and then some. We see the Kirin, obviously Chidori, everything, and like Itachi's just 10 toes, and it's just an amazing fight.
No, yeah, it's great, and especially like the aftermath of it. You know, Itachi's true intentions and stuff like that, and then like Sasuke gets this like panic attack and stuff like that. He's like, get off me, don't touch me, and like you see him like breaking down and stuff. It's like, damn, like his whole life was built around this, and it was all a lie. Like it's crazy. But yeah, it's great arc, like 10 easily.
Bro really kind of like got he kind of got like, not played with, but yeah, that I mean, I feel like it was so short, but it's like it's just a 10. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, Itachi dying, like, it's literally just a 10.
Yeah.
Like, this arc, people like Itachi before, that's for sure. But this arc made Itachi go from like, okay, he's cool, to like, well, Itachi's in your top 10. Like, like it's undoubtable. Like, Itachi's, he's probably like a top 5 like fan favorite character. A lot of people mess with him, even though like you could say talk about his modes, whatever. But he like. Itachi did what he needed to do, you know what I'm saying? He was 10 toes. Like, Itachi's just tough. So then we go from one 10 of 10 to like another 10 out of 10. That's the pain assault arc. And like we talked about, you know, Pain and how sized he was. So Naruto has to go on this little training arc and stuff, and to learn Sage, to basically to effective technique that his sensei couldn't do, right? Jiraiya had an
Yeah.
imperfect Sage Mode. But he learned Sage Mode because we knew he had the rest of the Shuriken already. He comes out and it's like, well, first of all, Pain just starts wrecking shit in Konoha. Like, he actually solos the entire village, which is actually insane because, like, no, Orochimaru kind of did this, but he didn't fight. He just fought Hiruzen.
Yeah.
Like, Pain was fighting. He said, everyone who's here, come get some smoke. Akashi got smoke. People just got smoke. It was just, Konohamaru got smoke. Like, niggas got smoke. Everyone got the smoke. It was just like, damn. He's just like that. Then Naruto steps down with the little, I think he stepped down on the frog.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Tsunade, go get some tea. And he's just like, damn, this nigga's tough. He's there. And it's like Naruto, Sage Naruto. That fight was real. That's a top tier fight in Naruto as well. Naruto still gets packed low key. Pain, Pain causes, basically, Hinata pulls up. We get the whole I love you thing. So the shippers can go crazy on that. And then it's just like we see some Kurama stuff. We see Minato. Like, it's really everything's in this arc. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
No, yeah, there's a reason why a lot of people say like, damn, this feels like a finale, to at least Naruto's character anyway, because like this is kind of where like his social, outcast, status kind of like changes to like a hero of the village and stuff like that. And it's like it's great. You see, this is one of like the peak moments of like Naruto's maturity and stuff like that. This is where you can say like, you can tell Naruto isn't like a stagnant character. He doesn't stay the same throughout the entire series. Like, I love how when he came back to the village and he asked Tsunade like, is Kakashi away on a mission and stuff like that, and she doesn't reply.
She didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And he's, bro, so like, okay, so like, I watch a lot of, my fault, I didn't want to like interrupt.
No, yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I watch a lot of like Naruto analysis videos. Dan, there's some of yours too, but it's like, for instance, they talked about how Naruto kind of was in like a depressive state, in which he was in that kind of depressive state with all the losses he had taken, and then he finally got a dub against Kakuzu, and then obviously Jiraiya died, and it was like Naruto at this point. What am I trying to say? Like, at this point in time, Naruto's just kind of like taking it all by himself type thing, right? And he's kind of like, just like Naruto's just like. Because before this arc, right, early in part when Naruto was always about like, I'm gonna get stronger, I'm gonna be, people gonna respect you, I'm gonna be Hokage, right? And then Shippuden, this is like the first time against, because up until now the opponents, like, he's been easily able to like kind of convince them, like Neji, it's like the hypocrisy in Neji's statement is very easy, Gaara, all those guys. But he runs into a guy like Pain, is like, bro, like Pain's like, you can kill me and stuff or beat me, but it's like that's not gonna win the my battle of ideologies, right?
Yeah.
Because like, you gonna kill me because of what I did to your village, but I'm only doing this because y'all village did this to me. So it's like, it's literally like the whole, the cycle of hatred. This is kind of what starts that.
Yeah.
And it's like Naruto really has to step back and like, bro, like, you killed your own sensei. Like, that was both of our senseis, not just mine. So it really was just like, damn, this honestly, I think this is what made the show like more of a mature like series.
No, yeah, for real.
The Pain arc is a really like, you actually think, you're like, damn, like, was Pain wrong, Logan? Like, because Naruto is like, Naruto's way of thinking had to mature a lot. It had to go beyond the, I'll beat my opponent and save my friend and rescue Sasuke. Pain's like, bro, like, there's more to it. Like, this is my version of like, of saving the world, being the hero, being the child of prophecy. This is my version of that. And Naruto's like, Naruto has to like evolve his version of that to kind of combat it, because where he was at maturity wise, it just didn't make sense. Like, at that point in time, Pain actually made more sense than Naruto, so that was like amazing.
No, yeah, because like, and Pain kind of proved that like everyone at that moment was thinking about the smaller picture, while he was thinking about, the bigger picture and stuff like that. And like, I seen that moment where Naruto just doesn't have an answer, where Pain's like, so what would you do? How would you solve peace? And he's like, I don't know, I don't have an answer. Like, seeing that as a kid, I was like, whoa, what's going on? This is so weird. Like, I've never seen a main character like go through that. There probably are main characters who do go through that, but that was my first experience to like that sort of situation and stuff like that. So it kind of like shocked me. It was like, yes, this is one of the reasons why people consider Pain like, a top tier character and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, I was about to say, like, I literally like, I think there's one you could probably, I mean, I don't know if One Piece fans are here, but I feel like I was gonna say like the Ace with Ace dying, it's a kind of similar thing, because like, he runs into a wall. It's a similar thing where he runs into a wall where it's like, bro, knowing your way is not gonna work. Like, if Naruto, like, when Naruto was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you, Pain's like, okay, like, that's not gonna stop anything because he's like, bro, you gonna kill me. You know what I mean? People in the village, like in the Hidden Rain village, love me, bro. Someone's gonna come up and like someone's gonna come up in 20 years and pack you up. Like it's the same thing. And I was like, damn, he's actually spitting. Like, it's just how it is. That's when Naruto had to really like. That's when I feel like Naruto started stepping up, and he's kind of that guy. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna find the answer to peace. I'm gonna do it like without. I'm gonna do it without the curse of hatred. And that's when Naruto really. I think that's when Naruto starts becoming able to stop Sasuke. I feel like that's when he starts.
No, yeah, I do like how the answer he gives isn't kind of like. It isn't 100% guaranteed that like he can do this, you know, but it's like it's a small step there, and I feel like that's kind of like a realistic take as well, because like I didn't expect Naruto to just have an answer straight away, but he's like, I know I will find the way. You need to put your like trust in me, and like that's only a discussion he could have had with Nagato, you know, because they were both students. He was like, he has the name of the main character in the book Jiraiya written as well and stuff like that, you know. It's only something Naruto could have done and stuff.
That it's just like literally like you said, because when Pain asked Naruto like, Ayo, how are you gonna like stop this stuff? And Naruto's like, I don't know. It's like, damn, you really don't know. And then when he asked him kind of again, Naruto's like, it's kind of you could tell Naruto doesn't know he still doesn't know what he's doing exactly, but he's like, yeah, like you could just see Naruto's resolve where when Pain asked Naruto, when Naruto had the chakra rods to his body, it was like Naruto's like, I don't know. But like when Naruto's looking at Nagato, like actual Nagato, like the real red hair bro, he's like, yeah, I'm going to figure out a way to stop it, and I'm not gonna I'm gonna you know what I'm gonna break the curse of hatred. And Nagato's like, yeah, like that resolve, like, I can respect that. And that was tough. That's when, and then to top it all off, like we have the little, so Naruto's walking away, he set the grave for Jiraiya and he falls, and I'm not a huge Kakashi fan, obviously, like we can get on that later, but Kakashi saves him, and then they're talking and stuff, and Kakashi's like, yeah. And we get the little whole like thing with what's bro's name? Don't know. I just watched a video about him. Iruka. Yeah. Iruka's like having the whole speech about Naruto and how he's done it, and like we get it's like I can hear the music in my head now. It's actually so nostalgic. Like damn, like everyone in the village hated Naruto. Then they have it's like a little clip where it's like they show like, oh yeah, Naruto he was a part of the Zabas, I think.
Oh yeah, they're going through all the arcs in the village, just like recognizing him and
so
stuff. Yeah.
And he's like, Naruto beat the genius Neji. He's like, oh, Naruto lost Sasuke. I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Naruto's friends with Jiraiya. It must have been that Naruto boy. And it was like, oh yeah, Naruto lost Jiraiya. Like, oh, I hope he's doing good. It's like, bro, we really see Naruto. Like, we know he's not there yet, but he at that point his goal was to be acknowledged by the village, and he becomes acknowledged by the village. Like all the people are cheering him on, and it's just like, damn, Naruto finally, like, he's there. He's a respected shinobi in the Hidden Leaf Village, and he wasn't always that. And this kind of goes into like the Itachi thing, because Naruto always talking about, I'm gonna be Hokage so you can respect me. Itachi's like, obviously Itachi is a man of like 1,000 quotes, but Itachi's like, yeah, you don't become Hokage so you can be acknowledged. It's only those who are acknowledged who can become Hokage. And it's like, damn, like that's like, it's literally like, it's that.
Yeah.
And this is the arc where Naruto is acknowledged, and like, I love this arc. I forgot how much I love this arc. My opinion, the best arc in the series. That's
definitely top tier. It's great because like you either love this arc the most or like the Sasuke and Itachi arc, but it all depends which character you like the most as well, I'd say.
Yeah, that's why I love this, because like we just talked about it after the Hidan and Kakuzu arc. We literally went Sasuke prelude to the big Sasuke arc, then prelude to the big Naruto arc, then the Sasuke arc, then the Naruto arc, right? We get the two top tier Akatsuki members, like probably the two strongest Akatsuki members in the well, excluding Obito, obviously.
Yeah.
The two strongest Akatsuki members on the team. Like basically the big villain for Naruto and the big villain for Sasuke, and they both get such. Naruto's like a ray of sun. Naruto's at his highest, a ray of sunshine, and Sasuke is at his lowest because of all this.
Yeah, the parallels is so good. Like they both kind of accomplish their goals, but one of them's going up, the other's going down. Like it's so good.
Exactly. It's just like we're talking about right now. It's peak. Like it's literally just peak fiction. Those are 2 10 and 10 arcs. Like you cannot even really debate it.
Yeah, 100%.
Next arc we have is the 5 Kage Summit arc, and that's when like Naruto and Sasuke, they're gonna collide. But first, Sasuke's gotta be on his demon time. Bro. And we're talking about like
Sasuke goes crazy. My God.
Insane, First of all, he has the main character Sharingan, right? Then he joins the Akashi, which is kind of wild. Fights Killer B, gets his ass beat, which is like we introduced the kill. I think that was the introduction for Killer B probably.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. When does that fight happen? Actually.
Gotta be this arc because it says the 5 Kage Summit arc. Wait, in the anime.
Unless if it.
Okay. It says in the anime, the Taka versus Eight Tails event takes place at the end of the fated battle between brothers.
Okay.
Okay, so then.
Well, we gave it a 10 anyway. So.
Yeah, they're all 10. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not gonna change anything. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you're like, so. I'm just gonna say we get introduced Killer B. Let's just pretend that's here. We get another like that's the only Jinchuriki that was left because I think the Gaara lost his tail beast, and then we didn't really get introduced to 2 through 7. They all got hoed, which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Killer B's the last guy, and what makes him so cool is that this is the time when Naruto doesn't have control over Kurama, so it was like a tail beast with control, who's friends with his like.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
That was just so cool. Like it's a mind blowing thing at the time because we see how much trouble and hardship Naruto's going through to use some of the chakra. We just see how much that is. And then Killer B kind of whoops Sasuke's ass or whatever. But and Sasuke comes back and he's on his timing. He runs into Sasuke literally runs into the entire Kage and survives. Like that's like he fights what's the girl's name with the
Mizukage or whatever.
Yeah, isn't her name May? I thought.
Oh yeah, May. Yeah, I think it is May.
He fights May, encounters Gaara for a little bit. He fights, what's his name? Cho, I think, with the blue sword.
Oh.
Like Sasuke's just this arc. His name's not important. He's not important. It's not. Yeah, what's it called? Sasuke's a demon because like, he has a genjutsu guy. One of his aides who his specific use is genjutsu. Like this is someone that aide trusts to be a genjutsu expert, and Sasuke just like. I think it's common Sharingan or maybe common Mangekyo Genjutsu packs him up. It's like Sasuke's on different timing, and it's like, damn, this guy, like Sasuke's right, like Sasuke's like fighting a reckless guy because we see what A is all about. A like loses his fucking arm because he's just
arrogant. Yeah, he just cuts. He has the Mataratsu on his arm and he just cuts it off and he's like, heal it. Yeah, I need to go kill this guy. He like killed my brother or what he knows of,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, it's like because. Like A's about to hit Sasuke's like, yeah, I have my Susanoo. Let me use Amaterasu, and then you think A's not gonna stop? He just like he goes anyway. It's like, oh yeah, this guy's he's Black Air Force energy, right? And have all that fight, and then we get to Danzo, and like we didn't really talk too much about the Obito. We didn't get the Obito reveal yet, but the Madara quote unquote is like he reveals the Itachi and the truth. We already talked about that a little bit. Basically, Sasuke's like. So Sasuke went from like, okay, I think if Sasuke didn't know about the truth, he probably would have went back to the village eventually. But after that, he's like, yeah, fuck the village. I'm gonna destroy the leaf. Like I was like, that's how the like arc basically ended. I want to say. Yeah. He was like, yeah, to destroy the leaf, and he had the manga Sharingan, which was really tough with the waterfall and whatnot. But yeah, and he's reenacting that plan because. This is the nigga that really made Itachi do what he did. So like he actually got the right guy, but like he's just trying to kill the elders, which is actually a smart decision. But like Sasuke was just a demon when it came to Danzo, bro. He's reckless. Like he was just on some different timing. Oh, I forgot about Inoki. Ran into Inoki as well, and what's called Obito had to save him a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But like, yeah, bro. It's like he's just oh my gosh. He runs into Danzo. He's just killing Danzo like dozens of times. Like Danzo, if Danzo didn't have Izanagi, we get introduced to Izanagi as well because that's like a forbidden Sharingan uchiha ability. It's like, damn, this nigga has it because he has like all these arms on, like all these Sharingan arms, and I think Sasuke has a quote where he's like, "How many uchiha did you have to slay to get that arm?" I'm like, that's tough. Like,
that's actually crazy though. Like he went around that dead uchiha like village and just like picked out their eyes.
Yeah, Danzo a scummy nigga, bro.
No, I think it makes it more satisfying as well that like. Obviously, like Sasuke's a bit crazy right now, but like we want him to kill like Danzo and stuff like that. Yeah. And like that slow, I love that slow walk where like Danzo's trying to run away and Sasuke's just smiling and like walking like, oh my god, like he's gonna kill him, like my god. Yeah.
Like how you talked about how Sasuke was getting lower and lower. I think this is when Sasuke starts to really get like on some evil shit. Cause earlier with the Orochimaru stuff, we saw Sasuke beat like all those people and didn't kill them. And Orochimaru was like, yeah, you're soft. And Sasuke's like, I'm gonna kill when I need to kill. Like when I need to kill Itachi, I'm gonna kill him, and he quote unquote did. But after that, after the Itachi reveal, bro, Sasuke was he was killing people. He did not care. And we see like first of all, I think he left Suigetsu and Juro by himself, like to just handle whatever was left.
Yeah.
He need to fight Don. And Don's was like, yeah, you won't kill me. I'm holding Karen or Kareem. He's like, bro, I don't give a damn about her. Yeah, thanks for being like, hold him still. And he just stabbed him. I'm like, yeah, this guy's a demon. It was just, and then like, I think he's about to kill. Then Don tries to kill himself, and that shit doesn't work. He tries to kill himself and Sasuke, and it would work if Obito wasn't there.
Yeah.
Obito was Sasuke because what I'm saying, he needs Sasuke alive. And Kakashi comes out. No, then I think Sakura comes, and Sakura's like, I thought about how she's not that annoying sometimes in part 2. This is one of her annoying moments when she's like,
yeah, it's because she kept hesitating a lot and
yeah.
stuff like that.
I think she says some shit like, I'll abandon the village for you. I'm like, bro, shut up. He's like, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna pack on her. He's gonna pack her up because he almost packed up Karin just now. So he goes to try to kill her. Kakashi saves her, and it's like, okay. Kakashi's like, oh, this is how heroes must feel fighting Orochimaru. That was a cool parallel.
Bro, I did Sasuke's reply to that. It's like, yeah, you can go and tell him that when I'm done with you. It's like, bro.
That's tough. I didn't beat that. No, that's tough. Like, that nigga Sasuke does not care anymore. He's like, yeah. Tell that nigga heroes, and when you see him, like, let him know. And then we see Naruto, and it's like, okay, because like obviously we know that we knew they were gonna clash again after we obviously knew Naruto and Sasuke were gonna fight. Like it was a fated battle since I think Sasuke was like, yeah, I want to fight you too back in part 1. Then they fought in the rooftop, got interrupted. Then they fought in the Valley of the End. And so since Naruto, I think what's it called, early Shippuden, we see them, we saw Sasuke was about to kill him. But like this is like the time. This is one of their their matches or whatever, right? And it's like, yeah, it could happen, but it's like, yeah, it's not. They're not ready yet.
Yeah.
Sasuke, that nigga can't see anything. Like he's actually a blunt right now.
Yeah.
He was just spamming Mangekyo. Like that was the whole thing. Like he was just spamming it. It's funny because Itachi had his Mankyo for like 8 years, and Sasuke had his shit for like 8 days, bro. He's almost already as blind as Itachi.
Yeah.
He's even more blind because I think Itachi was kind of like double vision, but Sasuke was like a blur. I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't know what he did. So he would have packed up Kakashi and Sakura obviously if Naruto didn't pull up. And it was like, Naruto was like, yeah, I don't know if I could have beaten him. Kakashi's like, why? And Naruto's like, nah, it's not like I couldn't beat him. He said some weird quote where it's like, he's not saying he couldn't beat Sasuke off of power. It was like Sasuke was or something like
basically, this is one of the first like foreshadowing element. It's not one of the first, like it goes back to the final value, but like when it becomes more clear, is that this is when Naruto senses, Indra and Ashura both inside of them.
You think so?
Yeah, because in the manga as well, you see there's a moment where Naruto has an inner monologue and he says inside him too is ... and then like later in the war it goes back to this exact moment where he's talking to the Sage of Six Paths, and the Sage of Six Paths says, you knew that too, didn't you, that Sasuke also had like something similar within him as well. And then this is that moment that basically recalled to him.
Bro, and all the times of watching, I don't like. That's actually crazy. I didn't ever. I didn't read that part, but I never peeped that ever. That's actually tough. That's why.
No, yeah, it's a good small moment for it, and there's a good moment as well because obviously Naruto and Sasuke, they don't fight, but they have the little clash into the like dimension and stuff like that wherever it is.
Wrestling on Chidori, love those.
Yeah,
you gotta have those every time they meet.
And they have a good little conversation. I like that, like. Naruto's kind of like, I understand like why you're like this way and stuff like that, but like you need to understand I'm someone who can like take on this pain with you. I can understand it and stuff like that. And it also goes into it also goes into like again to the fated battle of destiny, because Naruto says if we both fight to the death, we will both die and stuff like that. So that's why like Naruto wants to find like some other situation and showed like he can be there for Sasuke and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something he learned from the whole pain encounter.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Also, I was gonna say, but what was I about to say? I was about to say, like, it was like, I don't remember. Damn, I forgot what it was. But like, yeah, the whole Sasuke Naruto, like that encounter was. We know it's like it's still coming. It's like it's gonna happen eventually. And like. I'm pretty sure after this, like, they both get their powers because Sasuke's like, yeah, I need my brother's eyes. At first, he didn't want them because he was like, yeah, nah. He's like,
Yeah.
I can't see nothing from the eyes. And Naruto was like, I mean, we didn't touch too much on the Minato thing, but like Naruto met Minato, they had a whole little talk, right?
Oh
That was
yeah.
cool.
I forgot. We
And
also
like that
forgot
was
the what's it when the Cloud Village came and they started, beating up Naruto because Naruto didn't want to like rat out Sasuke and stuff like that. Because he learned, like you said, he learned from pain and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like it's just gonna
Oh yeah,
continue
yeah,
another
yeah.
cycle and stuff like that. I thought that was a good moment
Yeah.
as well.
That was a good moment. And then Sai has like his one useful moment. He catches the punch and he's like, it's cool.
Yeah, we also
but yeah,
get. I think I know
yeah.
what you're gonna go into. Where you got to talk about the Sakura movement.
Oh wait, which one when he
Remember
doesn't catch it?
what you say? I love you.
Oh,
Remember
I
that?
wasn't even getting there yet. Nah. What I was about to say was like after the pain moment, Naruto was like, yeah, this is like before Naruto. I mean, we obviously knew Kurama was like there, but he was like, yeah, I can't keep fighting with because that time he got into like 8, damn near 9 tails of like Kurama. If Minato's one time seal like protection on the seal, that's not gonna happen again. So Naruto's like, yeah, I have to like control this power. It was a train, I feel like. But yeah, we could talk about that terrible Sakura moment. That shit was so ass. Like, she's like, because she kind of like tries to guilt trip Naruto into not going after Sasuke. I don't know if Naruto wanted to kill Sasuke, but he wanted to go after him, and she was like, I love you, and I'm like, bro, what are we doing right now?
But then, like,
It's
obviously,
simply terrible.
Naruto handles it like greatly when he's like, I hate people who lie to themselves and stuff like that. Like, I think that was a great moment. But
Yeah.
thing is, it's like it is a bad moment for Sakura. She should know better and stuff like that to do this. But it's more annoying that, like, again, it's another reason why I hate Sai. Like, he kind of like misled the situation and kind of led it on, because he was like, oh, Naruto's promise to you to get Sasuke back is like a curse mark, it's no different from what Danzo gave to me. But it's like that wasn't really the case. Like, Naruto wanted to do it because this was something he wanted to
Yeah.
do personally as well.
Actually, I mean, it's obviously fuck Sakura, but from what I remember, it was like Sakura was crying, and Naruto was like to cheer up. He was like, "Yeah, I'll bring Sasuke back no matter what. That's my promise. My lineage way." Nigga, Sai wasn't even there, bro. You was not even like, "What are we talking about right now, bro?"
So yeah, even though like Sakura gets like I said, I'm not like I'm not in the Sakura fan club and stuff like that. Like, she's okay, but obviously when people hate on Sakura for this, I'm like, you gotta hate Sai for this as well, because he literally led the wrong direction completely and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, so like now we're getting back to like, I mean, it's not peak fiction, but this is like this is basically the Fourth Shinobi War like beginning, right? So Ito basically declares war. He's like, I am Madara. I'm declaring war on all 4 nations.
Yeah.
And this goes into the stuff that I love about Madara, because like I made a video about Naruto in general, and I was like, yeah, the Madara hype is so crazy that a man without much evidence, by the way, he didn't even have a lot of evidence. All his evidence was like, I'm not Itachi or Sasuke, that like those are the 2 Uchiha that were left. I'm not him, and I'm pretty strong. That was all his evidence. And he was like, I am Madara Uchiha. I am Madara Uchiha. And just they didn't even like prove it, but just the fact that he might be Madara, they were like, yeah, we have to like unite all the nations.
Yeah.
It's never happened ever. Like, we just all have to do it. All the Kage work together, everyone. It's like, bro, this thing of Madara that good? So yeah, that happens. Naruto and Sasuke are kind of out of that beginning of the war. Kabuto's a weird guy, but he kind of is like, he got a huge power because he kind of just absorbed like, he kind of masters the sage mode that like Orochimaru tried to like master, but he couldn't. Like, he had that whole thing. And then Naruto fights Kurama, which is cool. We see
I
how far
think
Naruto's come,
is that still like the 5 I think that's the countdown section.
yeah. And,
Did we rate the Kage?
Oh, we did. 5 Kage. Is that a 10? I feel like that's a 10 or 9.
Ooh,
I can go 9. I don't think it's as good as. I feel like
it's so hype if you love Sasuke as well. Just seeing him like, because
Yeah.
this was kind of like the Sasuke show as well.
Yeah, this is definitely the Sasuke show. Because Pain and Itachi, like, those are easy 10s. The what's it called? The 5 Kage Summit arc is amazing as well.
Mm.
I could see how you don't have it as like a 10.
No,
I'd say
yeah.
like a 9 or 8. I'd say like a 9. I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a 9 as well. It is a really good arc. It gets underlooked quite a lot, I think, but I think that's because of how great like the Pain arc was and stuff like that. But
Yeah, like the 2 arcs before were literally 10, so like it's just it's a drop off just by comparison.
yeah,
Not a bad arc necessarily.
But
The
yeah.
4 Shinobi World War. I mean, yeah, like what's it called? Naruto kind of has to go to train with Kurama. Not train with Kurama. I'm tripping. He trains to master Kurama's power because we see how far he's come though. Because up until now, like a lot of Naruto's fights and stuff, he's relied on Kurama. But this is a battle against Kurama, so he has to kind of beat him. And Naruto, like, I mean, he gets some help. We see Kushina, so that was cool. Naruto meets both of his parents officially, so that was really really cool.
Yeah.
Love that. A fun scene, and like. Yeah, we see more about the uzumaki. Oh, that was cool. But Naruto is able to siphon energy from the Nine Tails. So that was cool. He gets a chakra form, and he instantly comes out and like beats the hell out of Kisame for a little bit. That was really cool. But yeah, that was like early part. And then I think so. Sasuke gets Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. I don't know if it actually gets shown then. And then there's a stuff about like I think don't people start finding reanimation at this time?
Not right now, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think this is still like the beginning. I think it ends where like Obito has like the new mask, you know, the white mask and stuff like that, and then they're kind of all preparing to go out. So this section is kind of short as well. There's there's also the Conan fight as well that happens here, which is actually a really good fight.
Oh, Conan and Obito?
Yeah.
It's an underrated fight because like Conan's an underrated character. The thing is, she like it's not her because she fought base Jiraiya, kind of got fumbled, but kind of got like beat by him.
Yeah.
Then she fights like Obito, who's just much stronger than her. It's like we don't really get to see how powerful she is just because of like her opponents and stuff. But
no, yeah, I love
fight.
Conan. Like her abilities are like really. I think they're really interesting and cool. It's a shame she doesn't really. She's too much in kind of like, you know, Nagato, Pain, Shadow, too much and stuff like that. But it's a really good fight and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the moment Pain died, she's kind of like, yeah, it's over. Like, it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, she did her best against Obito. Obito underestimated her, but she still did her best, so that was good.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what you want rates like. I think 7 maybe.
I don't know, because like it has my favorite flashback in it as well, with like the Kushina flashback and stuff like that. Like I made a video on it recently, how like
Really?
I think it's really impressive how Kishimoto made us feel like so connected to like Kushina and Minato in such a short amount of time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like this is only like I think 3 episodes as well in the anime and stuff like that, and it's really, yeah, it's great. And like this wasn't even going to be included in the story till Kishimoto became, you know, a father and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good. I like it has that kind of like personal feel to it. It's not something where he's making a story. He's like, okay, need a power up, you know, check off that, you know, typical shonen, you know, checkbox and stuff like that. He kind of added in his own feelings to it, which I really love. We also get what's it? I think Kisame killing himself was kind of like wild as well. He let his sharks eat him.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes like a real nigga, 10 toes. Like I think did Obito actually reveals himself to Kisame? He's like, I am Madara or some shit. Like that was cool.
Oh yeah, I think he does at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically the last of the Akatsuki, right? Because we were just slowly like kind of whittling their numbers.
Yeah.
Every arc, yeah. So this was like the last member, and then Obito's like, yeah, I'm on my own man type thing. So
yeah.
But then we get to the juicy part of the 4 Shinobi War.
But yeah, so okay, wait, okay, so for this section, what would you want to rate it? Because this is called the countdown section.
I feel like well, you said I didn't. I'm surprised that you have this as your favorite flashback, the Minato one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great flashbacks, so I mean, I do respect that because Minato is like my favorite character probably.
Yeah.
I go to 7, 8. Let me be decisive. I'd say I'm gonna do 7. I'm gonna do 7.
All right, I'm gonna go with 8 because obviously I'm a bit biased because that's my favorite flashback and stuff like that. I really love Kushina as well, even though she's not in the story a lot. I think her appearance is short, sweet. It gets straight to the point.
Yeah,
So
her use is very like she had a lot of use in the series.
yeah. So yeah, okay, so next section of the war. Climax, I think, is it? No,
think it's
confrontation. Confrontation, that's it, yeah. Jumping way too far.
So the confrontation, trying to see what that's about. Okay, that's when we start getting the reanimation. So we see basically all the freaking Akatsuki except for like 3 get brought back, right? Madara gets brought back, Tori, Itachi. Kisame doesn't get brought back because that nigga, he made sure he didn't get brought back. Mostly, we just I like this arc because like although I think that the pacing for the reanimations they probably brought back too many people like for the series it got too convoluted. But I love the idea of because the thing with Naruto is it got especially where we were at that point. It got to a point when some of the toughest shinobi that ever existed were dead. Like some of the best shinobi that existed, they died either off of some cap stuff, like maybe Itachi being sick or Nagato being sick, not sick, but like being nerfed or something like that. Yeah. So like they were still like very, very powerful shinobi in the world. Arguably, some of these shinobi were better than the ones living currently. So that was cool. We got to see them, and some characters that we didn't get to see a lot of. We got to see some of their more powerful techniques and stuff. But yeah, that was that was cool.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember any like specific moments and stuff that happened in it though.
I think this section of the war is probably the most weak compared to everything else because like this section ends literally when Madara like comes out, basically when Madara shows himself. Yeah, so not Madara fighting, but when it's revealed there's another Madara. But so the start of the war, I think it's a bit boring. Yeah, maybe even lower I might rate it, but I'm trying to think what I like about it. It has a good there's a good shoji moment as well with Asuma and stuff like that, which I kind of liked. But I didn't really like Darui's fight as well, where I don't know, was it Daru?
That was like he has a catchphrase. I think there was the Gingaku and Kingaku brothers.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit corny, honestly.
He had a phrase that he used so many times, but then another phrase he said one more time. It was just weird.
Yeah,
there was. Yeah, I mean, because the reanimation fights were kind of like there's just so many of them, and they weren't all important. Like the Gingaku and Kingaku brothers, we could have lived without seeing them again. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
So many of those guys. I will talk about the Madara thing because we love some Madara hype, right? Get to the point with the Madara stuff where it's like the whole time we all believed it was Madara because I mean like why not? Why would he lie about that, right? Even though he's an evil villain. And like there's a cool moment where Obito's like, yeah, why should I like team up with you, Kabuto? Kabuto reveals like the Madara thing, but we didn't see what the reanimation person was, and it was like, wow. And he instantly like, I was like, yeah, what made him want to work with him so like?
Bro, he is annoyed. He's like, where did you get that body and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, he's like, yeah, how are you this good? And it's like, damn, like you see it's Madara, and that makes everyone look at the masked man's like, who the hell is this nigga? Like who is this guy? Although we're gonna spend the rest of the time trying to figure out who that guy is. Besides that, yeah, I mean 5. I'd say like 5. It's just a lot of stuff that like, and also even with the reanimations, especially what the thing with these reanimations in this arc, isn't it? It's all the lame ones, right? It's all the battles that we don't care about because it's not Itachi and Nagato. I know that's later on, right? That's definitely later on.
No, Itachi and Nagato is in this section as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because remember, yeah, it ends with like obviously Naruto. He meets kind of I guess the other Madara as well because he sends all his clones to different locations and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, I think we should talk about at least like we talked about I talked about a little bit earlier on, but the Itachi speech where he's like, yeah, because like at this point in time, because Naruto's his answer to the pain thing was, I'm gonna take all the hatred and just bear it myself, right? And it was kind of working low-key for him, right? Because he beat pain, well, you know, and he's like going through the arcs and stuff, and it's like he got to the point like he was literally exhausted. I think after the Itachi fight, he can't even keep the chakra for long. Itachi's like, yeah, turn it off. Itachi's like, bro, you're doing the same thing I try to do. Like, because Itachi was so happy. He was like, oh, my plan worked. And Naruto's like, yeah, Sasuke's gonna destroy the village. And Itachi basically figures out that's like, yeah, I tried to outsmart everyone and like put it on my shoulders. And I'm like, you know, I'm tough. Like I'm Itachi, and it still failed. Like, yeah, bro, you can't do that this way. It's not gonna work. And that's when Naruto has to, because Naruto's like, his answer to the Nagato problem was, oh, I'm gonna bear all the hatred. And Itachi's like, yeah, that's not gonna work. You just saw it with me. So learn from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Naruto was like, okay, I'm gonna put my faith in my friends and also, you know what I'm saying, do what I can do. And that's just great. That's a great moment. But yeah.
No, yeah, I love how Itachi kind of like, he's such a great character that he basically comes back from the dead and says, nah, I wasn't a great character because I failed at what I did and stuff like that. And I think that's like really great.
I mean, that was just peak fiction right there. I can't. That moment was peak fiction. This arc is actually not that good.
Yeah.
Like a 5?
Yeah, I was gonna say a 5 is good because it has some good moments. I like there's a moment with Sakura as well. It's like during the night and like Zetsus are kind of disguising themselves as like the allies and stuff like that, and Sakura figures one of them out. Yeah, and we also have the Raikage and Tsunade trying to stop Naruto and Killer Bee from going and stuff like that. Naruto dodges the Raikage's punch and stuff like that. It's nice little moments.
Hey, that was cool. That was actually, I love that moment because he's like, yeah, no one's like, A was literally decised like, oh yeah, no one is gonna be as fast as me since the Minato died, the yellow flash, and then Naruto dodged him. He's like, he does some stupid shit like I'm the orange flash or some shit like that. He says something like that, I'm the orange. Like, it wasn't a cool name, but it was like, for that moment it was cool because you had the red hair and the yellow that makes orange, and Naruto had the orange cloak. It was really cool. And that was the moment when Naruto was kind of saying like he kind of has to prove to everyone that he's ready, right? Because at first people were trying to stop Naruto from going to the war, and he basically he's like, you guys can't stop me anymore, I'm too powerful. And Iruka gives him the little headband. He's like, yeah, this whole time I watched this scene not that far, very recently, like a week or so ago. And Iruka was like, yeah, I was a horrible big brother. I couldn't protect you, but like, promise one thing, come back alive. And Naruto's like, yeah, of course. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, he's becoming that guy. Like, he's proving to all the people, like, he proves to Iruka, then he proves to the Kage, like Tsunade and A, like, I can fight in this war. First of all, I'm better than most of y'all niggas. Let me just be like that. But like, Naruto at this point in time, with all the power he had, was like, he single-handedly could change the tide of the war. That's how powerful and like how good he was. So like it was just great to see that. But besides that, these are like little moments in the grand scheme of things with the arc not being that great, honestly.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5, like you said.
5, I think 5 is good.
Yeah.
But let's get into.
Now we're on to the good. This is a good stretch, I think, for me. I'd say.
So first we have like Madara. So Madara, like, bro, I love Madara. Madara's like he's that guy. And obviously we've been talking about the whole Madara hype since damn near the beginning of this, like, of the first video, or the end of the first video. And like Madara has to prove to us that he's that guy, kind of how Itachi had to prove to us he's that guy, and like, you know, all that stuff. And Madara doesn't disappoint. He like massacres everyone in his way on the alliance. Then he like tees up and then like I think Naruto attacks him with like a wrestling shuriken. He like, you know, dispels that, and he fights the 5 Kage, and I don't even know if I can call it a fight. It's kind of a massacre.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, like, he's in his bag, and it's just like, okay, this Naruto guy is kind of tough. Not Naruto. This Madara guy is kind of tough. We can see why he's the greatest Uchiha, the second greatest Shinobi ever at that time.
Yeah.
So, and that was just the whole Madara stuff. He does the fire style, and then they have to take 1,000, or like, I don't know, like maybe 20 water users to like just to match it. It's like, okay, yeah, this guy, he's just different. He's not like the other guys.
Yeah, I love how like it feels so rewarding as well, seeing it all built up to like this very moment. Like he feels like the final villain, like, to the series at this moment and stuff like that. And I love, obviously, the classic when he's like, what are you gonna do about the second one, Anuki? And then another rock drops down.
I looked up, yeah. That was my fault. I was just about to get to that too. That's funny. That was tough.
But yeah,
he fights like everyone. I mean, Naruto, Onoki, everyone's there.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. They can't hold him. It was just, he just kind of like, and the 5 Kage try to fight him, and we know how that ends up.
Yeah, when he does all the, I love when he summons like I think 5 clones for each Kage and stuff like that. It's like, well, you're the 5 Kage, you shouldn't be complaining and stuff like that. And then he's like, now let me ask you a question. Do you want them to use Susanoo or not? and it's like,
That
oh,
was tough. Nah, because I think it was Tsunade was like, yeah, we outnumber you. We're 5v1, and
yeah,
Madara's an asshole, so he makes 5 times that number. And he's like, yeah, maybe you guys are match 5v1. But yeah, like, he's like, you are Kasado or not? Like this. He was different, bro. Madara is so tough. Madara, that's like 8. Are we doing? I'm doing 8.
yeah. I will say we haven't even got into like everything else, but like I'd say 8 because we also have what's it, Naruto and Killer Bee versus all the tailed beasts. I think that's a really good fight as well.
I think that's the next arc. I think that's the next. Wait,
No,
no.
it's all in this section, yeah.
Yeah, my fault. I'm looking at the actual arc. Yeah. So yeah, I'm tripping. So no, we see like because I talked about how like the 2 through 7 tails we didn't get to see them or see what they kind of do. Naruto and Killer Bee get to fight them. That's the whole thing. With Obito being there, like Naruto and Obito kind of clash heads on some weird stuff. It was like okay.
Yeah,
And like it's just tough. I think somehow Jiraiya and not Jiraiya, Kakashi and Guy pull up, so it's like it becomes like Naruto and Killer Bee versus Kakashi and Jiraiya.
oh yeah.
So I'm tripping. I'm just pronouncing names. I'm tweaking. Okay, let me actually Naruto, Killer Bee, Guy, Kakashi, all versus Obito, and like this is when they're trying to really like match up against his ability, and it's like they start to realize, bro, for some reason, bro, Kakashi, your Sharingan is synced with his, and they're just trying to like hit him and stuff, and that was a cool moment and stuff. Like that was really cool. But I mean, he's doing good for himself. He's hanging with all of them, which is kind of crazy.
We also get obviously Naruto and Kurama being friends for the first time ever, and he unlocks like his other tail beast mode and stuff like that. It's all great.
Nah, that was okay. Like when that happened, I remember the chapter. That was so tough because it was like it was a little foreshadowing. Naruto was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the curse of hatred out of you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Naruto like, no, I forgot what happened, but like Naruto's like, you know, and he needs help, and Kurama's like, yeah, let me like help you type thing, and Naruto's like, yeah, he like moves the gate because it's like a little, you know, the little Nine Tails gate. He like removes it, and it's like Kurama's like, yeah, meld your energy with me, and they put the fist bump, and we know the old Killer Bee fist bump thing is like a sign of camaraderie, and it's just so tough, and it's like, yeah, okay, and then like that to me, that was I was like, yeah, Naruto's here. It's like that was a tough moment for sure. I think what's it called? Guys like no, Kakashi's like, I'm gonna try to I think I know what was happening. The 6 tail beasts were charging a tail beast bomb, right?
Yeah.
And Kakashi's like, I'll try to Kamui 6 away. And Guy's like, bro, there's no way you can do that. You're too tired. I'm gonna have to use the 8 gates. Kakashi's like, no, it'll kill you. It's like, okay, these niggas are packed. We're done. And then Naruto's like, I'll take the lead. Killer Bee's like, bro, like, you're strong and all, but like, let me the complete Jinchuriki, who was the Nine Tails like complete form, do it. Naruto's like, hold on, I got that too, and it was like, okay, Naruto's like different. That was just
and then when it shows that silhouette and Kakashi's like sensei, and then it's like Naruto in front of him. It's like, oh,
tweaking, bro. Like, yeah, that's so Naruto was like, that was. That to me is kind of when Naruto. I think that's when they showed Naruto is kind of at the same level, if not stronger than. Well, let me not say that. That's Akashi kind of tweaking. Yeah, that was a good moment. And at the same time, Sasuke kind of like his eyes have finally recovered, so he's like about to join the battlefield. So.
Yeah, that's Naruto, when he then sees like Itachi and stuff like that as well in the forest.
Oh yeah, he's like, what the heck is that, Itachi? That's just like, that's just so wild. That would be so wild to see. Naruto befriends, like, this is Naruto's just the man of the hour. He befriends all the tail beasts in like a day. Well, no, like a couple of hours. And like he meets Goku, because Goku was the first one that was like chained or whatever. He meets him, he talks, and Goku gives Naruto some of the energy, and it was like. Then he basically kind of like talks to all of them, and it was just like that. Like, yeah, it was just tough. Like, that was just Naruto encounters all the Jinchuriki and the tail beast, and it was like, yeah, they all put their faith in him. He kind of serves as like a reservoir for them all that talk and stuff, and it was just like, yeah, Naruto's kind of becoming him. And then this arc is actually crazy. What the hell?
No, yeah.
And then Sasuke Itachi, Sasuke chased after Itachi. The whole we know Sasuke chased after Itachi because of. He's like, Itachi's supposed to be dead. He's like, why aren't you like, you always ran away from me type thing. He's like, you're doing it again. and Itachi like fights Obito with the help of Sasuke a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like it's a little cool flashback of like when they were younger that one time that we never saw that they were younger, which is whatever. Yeah, doing a little cool mission, and then they parallel it based off of like the current day one. That was tough. And then at the end, Itachi's like, yeah, you don't have to like forgive me, but I just want you to know I'll love you always. And obviously we know the Itachi 2-finger poke thing that he always does. It looks like he's about to do it again. He like grabs his head and like puts his forehead on it. Like that was just beautiful, just so beautiful. Yeah, it was just man. This arc is actually kind of bad. This arc might be is higher than AM.
Kabuto actually has like a really good flashback as well. I think a lot of people overlook Kabuto as well, but I think it's really great how his body is kind of a combination of all these different people. Like he isn't recognizable anymore, and it like goes back
like,
into his flashback of like he isn't one person, because you know he was going to different villages all the time and stuff like that. He always had a different identity. Yeah. To where like even his like foster mother like didn't know who he was and stuff like that. Like it was great. And then of course Orochimaru taking like young kids at the most vulnerable state comes over to Kabuto and says like, you can be me, you know, I can help you be that person you want to be.
Yeah, so we actually get Kabuto being like a character that people kind of care about a little bit, which was cool to see. It was just like that. This is a top. I think there's probably still some more too.
Yeah,
not a back. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. We have the Itachi, Kabuto, Itachi. We see Izanami, which is like the counter to Izanagi. That was cool.
Yeah. We do see, we touched on it before, but like obviously the fight with Madara and the Kages kind of goes on throughout this, but we see Madara's like complete Susanoo, and he splits the mountains, and he's like, the maps are gonna have to be redrawn a little bit.
I'm like, yeah, this guy is different. And it's like, bro, he's not like these other guys. It's just, it's just tough. He's just tough. And then, Itachi dispels the jutsu except for Madara, because Madara's Madara, like he just doesn't care. That, and then Sasuke, let's see, so and then Sasuke basically
oh my god, this section is so long.
This might be a 10, I'm not gonna lie.
There's so much good stuff. Also, okay, it stops now.
I didn't know
okay,
it stops long, now. Bro.
Oh my god,
Then Sasuke brings back Orochimaru. We get the Kage, because I remember when this arc was going on. I remember when this arc was going on, and it was like, everyone knew that you could only bring back the people that couldn't be brought back with the 4 Kage because they were in the Reaper Death Seal, right? Those were like kind of one of the exceptions of the jutsu that Kabuto used to bring back people, the reanimation jutsu. Yeah. And like Sasuke brought Orochimaru brought back the Hokage, and I'm like, bro, so we get to see the Kage now. And then like Naruto, Sasuke kind of has like a whole, basically it's just kind of cool because using the 4 Kage, Sasuke gets the whole story of the Leaf Village from the beginning, from when Hashirama was a little kid to where it is currently, the 4 Shinobi War. So we really get that's a giant flashback. We get the beginning of Hashirama and Madara's friendship, the village being created, like the wars that went on. Then we got the stuff about the 2nd Hokage, the 3rd Hokage, and we got the stuff about Minato. Every Kage, I'm pretty sure every Kage gets like their whole spiel off. Yeah. Sasuke's like, yeah, depending on what your answer is, like if it was decide if I'm gonna destroy or help the village, right? And then it was obviously we get some Hokage wank because first the 2nd Hokage is like, this guy makes you like, he like lifts up a finger and he's getting mad and it's like shaking the place, and Hashirama's like, Tobirama, stop right now. Yeah. Orochimaru was like, yeah, I was struggling to contain the Tobirama. I think Tobirama was struggling for Tobirama was like kind of free, and Orochimaru like concealed him with his jutsu. Yeah. He's like, Orochimaru was like, yeah, you're pretty prideful little bro. This Orochimaru guy's pretty good. And he's like, Orochimaru was like, yeah, this Hashirama nigga's different, because he was like laughing in the scene. He's like, yeah, at any moment he could break out of my jutsu. I was like, yeah. This nigga. So like, bro, it was just, we got the Madara hypes, but we have to get the Hashirama hype because they fought each other. So it's just brilliant, like literally just brilliant. So I mean, yeah, while that's happening, Naruto, they're fighting Obito and stuff, and like they're coordinating their Naruto. They start. We're talking about high Kage level opponents, so or people. So they start coordinating with the company that Kakashi has, and they eventually get Obito's mask off.
That's a really good fight as well. It's really strategically laid out. Very good.
we get the Obito. I think we get the original Obito flashback, and then we get the final what happens afterwards. It's just like, damn, to see Obito, the Naruto clone, go so far is just crazy. And then Madara comes through, and it was like, okay, like, yeah, we get the whole Obito flashback, all the stuff, Ren dying, all that, Obito being a monster, and just like, yeah, it's just
the Obito flashback is really good as well. Just seeing like the bloodbath he makes when he's just beating one guy's face into the ground and stuff like that is crazy. Yeah.
And then the ten tails gets brought up, and then it's just like all hope is lost. It's a whole thing. They're struggling with the 10 tails, and then like Naruto's kind of carrying these niggas at this point, bro. It's just like he's him, and Naruto's just doing his, like, he's in his bag right now. And Neji died in this arc too, bro. This arc is actually kind of this is probably like what people like about the four Shinobi Wars.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, like, I'm just going through it right now. So then, yeah, Sasuke goes with the Orochimaru and stuff, and I guess like the answers that he got from the Hokage was enough. The Kage was enough for him to like let them go off and kind of win it. Yeah, the fourth Hokage, brought back and stuff. We got the Black Story, and basically, wow, this arc is actually crazy. So Obito fights Kakashi in this arc as well. In that whole little fight, which it's a really great fight overall. Even though we know Obito wasn't really trying, he was trying to get his heart punctured, but like it was still an amazing fight.
One of the best fights in the series, like easily. It's amazing.
And then one of the toughest moments, like Naruto's out of chakra, and it's like we're kind of doomed and stuff. Being healed by Sakura, and then like you just see like a little flash, and it's like Minato, like the Hokage arrived. Bro, like we're in our bag right now. The four Kage arrive, and I think they instantly just show that they were just in a different class. Yeah, they're just kind of like they're just kind of tough.
I do also like when Sasuke shows up. This is kind of like the first layer of like we see the new world Sasuke wants to build. Like he wants to be Hokage, and everyone's like, "What do you think? We're all gonna accept you?" And Sasuke's like, it doesn't matter if you accept me because I'm gonna become it either way. And then Naruto thinks back to what Itachi told him about being recognized and stuff to become Hokage. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the Sasuke comes back, and it's like after more than 3 years, Team 7's back and stuff. And like you said, like Sasuke kind of talking about like, I don't need your acknowledgement, but Naruto learned from the source. Sasuke's the big brother, that big Hokage. You need that acknowledgement. That was like the whole Madara and Hashirama like issue. Like people loved Hashirama, but they didn't really love Madara. That's why he couldn't become Hokage. So we got the Team 7, the new the new Team 7 the new three-way deadlock, which was tough. Summoned all their summons. It was really cool. We have like them fighting Naruto in his cloak, and Sasuke, the EMS is just doing that stuff. The end of the Obito Kakashi fight, Obito basically gets the seal removed off him so he can become the 10-tailed Jinchuriki. He becomes a 10-tailed Jinchuriki, and he loses his freaking mind. And they were like, Obito, what's going on? He was like, Obito, and it was like, okay, yeah, this is on. So it was just that's around. And then well, I think what's it called? Madara came up to Hashirama. He was like, yeah, let's fight. And he was like, wait, which was funny.
Oh yeah.
Then they end up they're like basically this arc finally ends with them about to fight. This is the 10. I'm not gonna lie, this arc's a 10.
Yeah, I think looking through it, like even if there is minor issues, maybe like I think there's so much like amazing iconic moments like in the series there.
That's actually insane. I did not think it was. Yeah, that's a climax for sure. Like, that's actually God. I didn't think it was like that for real.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 10 as well. It's like that's amazing. Jeez, I didn't think it was that long.
Yeah, it was like I was scrolling. I'm like, bro, this happened. Like it was. This was crazy. I mean, yeah. So that's a 10. But we got the next arc is let's call it the birth of the 10-tailed Jinchuriki. So that's like that's kind of just Obito kind of like crushing niggas and like. So this is kind of when like at first it was like the Hokage were so powerful, but now we're facing a threat that like made the 10-tails look like nothing because it was almost a condensed version of that type thing, and. Basically, the first like quarter of the arc is just them throwing things at Obito and him just being like no. So they try like they're just hitting him with shit that's not working. Like Naruto Sasuke tried like the Inferno style like Rasen Shuriken thing with the help of Tobirama. That was tough. I think
That's a good moment as well, because it also shows, it goes back to when Naruto was doing the Rasen Shuriken training, and he was talking to Yamato when he was finding out his wind nature, and it's like, and Yamato was like, oh, you're lucky that you have like wind and stuff like that against Sasuke who has fire, and he's like, nah, that's not what I mean, like I don't want to beat him, like that means I can assist him and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you see that.
And like one of the, so then but like they're just throwing shit at him, it's just kind of just not working. But then like what's it called, Obito basically gets his consciousness back and he becomes more powerful, and then like Minato sees him, he's like, because Minato was all giddy before, he was so happy. Minato was like, oh, he saw Naruto controlling the Nine Tails. You know, Minato was thinking, bro, my plan, you know, all these people that had their plans after they died, like Itachi and Minato, they were just so happy, they thought their plan worked, but it didn't. Minato was so hyped, he's like, you know, Naruto is accepted by the village, he wanted him to be that. He's on his way to be Hokage, he has control of the Nine Tails, or he has like a good amount of control of the Nine Tails. It's like, yeah, he's just so happy and stuff. And then he sees Obito, he's like, bro, fail. I actually feel. And then Obito, on top of his talking shit, he's like, yeah, you're the yellow flash, but you were always too slow. You just bang, like you just really get on his head. And then you have I don't know if I think it's Gama. It's not Gama Buddha. I think it's Gamakichi.
Gamakichi,
yeah. Shout out Gamakichi. That's like the only one that I remember. That's not Gama Buddha. But Gamakichi hits like the water attack, and Obito blocks it. And Naruto's like, bro, what are you doing? We're supposed to like coordinate attack. He's like, yeah, I'm like out of energy, my fault. And Naruto, like, this is when Naruto's a battle genius, low key. This is a great moment for him where he's like, basically Obito's talking shit about, you know, Minato's like, yeah, you're not, you know, you're not good enough to become Hokage or something, you're trash. And Naruto's like, yeah, he like flashed him. He's like, yeah, don't badmouth the Hokage just because you couldn't be one.
Yeah,
that's kind of that snaps Minato out of his grunt, because Minato was kind of packed at that time. But he, like, his son saying that packed, like, you know, kind of brought him back because it's his son. Like Naruto's like, yeah, you're not a failure. And then the fact that Naruto peeped that was like the first attack that Obito actually blocked, he was like, okay, so that means that technique could affect, you know, Tento's Jinchuriki. So he thinks, what is that? Sage mode. He goes in Sage mode, and it was just like, yeah. That's when Naruto's like skill set, which is very slowly was being built, really becomes a skill set of like, yeah, Naruto's skill set is very diverse. Like Sage mode, because this is not like Dragon Ball Z where like you're saying one is useless by the time we get to the Blue Saga, right? The Sage mode is very, very useful in this battle, so it's just tough to see. But yeah, Tobirama helps him, hits the wrestling and it's just like, yeah. Then you have like Naruto and Minato like melding their energy together to like basically
the yin and yang of Kurama and stuff like that.
Give all their energy to like just basically smack hands with everyone in the village, and then you have Hashirama's like, damn, that guy has almost as much chakra as me. okay, Hashirama, like, you're strong. Like, god damn, bro, like I'm like sick of these guys.
I also love how Tobirama's always like, that's my jutsu as well, to like everyone.
Because actually, like, everyone in the battle is actually using one of his techniques in some way. It's just actually kind of crazy. They just used it better than him, so I can't really speak too much on that. But and it's just a battle of like people coming back, because Orochimaru comes back and basically he helps the Kage, like he kind of he helped them. It was like oh, is Orochimaru turning a new leaf? And Orochimaru was like, yeah, because he was like, yeah, I was always doing things like. Saw what happened because he was inside of like Kabuto's body when Kabuto got like a change of heart.
Yeah,
it was like, yeah, I'm putting all my faith in that boy Sasuke. Whatever answer he comes up to, I'll follow it without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, that was a big moment of development for Orochimaru, because he's not normally like that. Like, he's usually following his own like compass, but he's like, yeah, like, I mean, everything I did just didn't work. So like, I mean,
he's literally just sightseeing basically. He just joins the world to like have a look. Yeah.
The 5 Kage come, Naruto and Sasuke, they combine their abilities to make the Kurama Susanoo thing, which Madara did earlier. That was cool. And then they kind of just released the 10 they basically like fight Obito for a minute. Obito gets kind of guilt tripped. Naruto's like, because Obito's, you know, crying about, oh, I don't regret any of this stuff, and Naruto's like, yeah, if you don't regret it, why you keep thinking about like, why you keep
exactly.
And you're Hokage, and it's like, damn, he is right. Like, why are you doing that? So. And the tail beasts are free and stuff, and it's just, you know, it's just like it's a really good moment. I didn't even know that Kakashi was about to kill Obito, and then also stopped him.
It's funny because Obito came out, then Sasuke was charging towards Obito to kill him. Then Kakashi appears, like, no, Sasuke, I'll kill him. And then Minato appears. It's like everyone just keeps appearing.
Yeah, like that's a wild moment for sure. It's just a lot. Basically, all this stuff happens and Madara gets brought back. Like Madara, because he was reanimated and stuff, but he's like reanimated basically.
Yeah,
Not reanimated. Yeah.
I love how Madara, he's just chilling the whole time, and after Obito, Madara's like, I gotta thank you, Naruto. You not only like weakened Obito, but you even extracted the tail beast for me. It's like, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, he could. I know because he couldn't become the Tento's Jinchuriki while he was reanimated. That's what.
Yeah.
And then Madara comes back and basically like one shots Naruto Sasuke in like 2 seconds. Like he like one shot Sasuke and then he removes Kurama from Naruto, and it's like in the same chapter it's like we have to hurry or Naruto like Naruto's going to Sasuke will die. Or
Yeah.
Basically you have Sakura and Kabuto try to keep them alive, and they're just basically blunts. So
I love how what's it, when like Madara's about to like stab Sasuke, he does the exact same quote to like he's saying it to Tobirama as well, but like, oh, you know when Hashirama like stabbed Madara from behind, like, if it be my child or like anyone who threatens the village and stuff like that, I will kill them and stuff like that. And like he said the same yeah, it's really good.
I didn't even peep that. That was that's tough moment because the whole time Hashirama and Tobirama were like, yeah, Sasuke, you have a chance because you remind us of his little brother.
Yeah.
Which he does look a lot like Izuna, and like that shit didn't work. Madara's like, yeah, all right. I'm like, you're not gonna stop me. And basically like Madara, who's like just freshly alive, basically packs up all the nine-tailed beasts. So that's actually insane.
Yeah.
He's just a different nigga. Like he's really just different. He gets the Renegon, he puts one in his eye. Naruto Sasuke die. There's the whole thing. Then Madara becomes the 10 tails, and it looks like all hope is basically gone. It's like, what's it called? Minato tries to save Naruto by giving him like the last 9 tails half, and Black just basically like eats that. Or
Yeah.
But so then we have Kakashi and Obito. We had the whole evil guys are just becoming good in this arc. So like these last couple arcs, you know, Orochimaru became good, quote unquote. Sasuke is good, quote unquote. And then Obito's like he's with Kakashi for the first time in years and stuff. They're fighting.
And Kabuto as well comes back to help Sasuke.
Kabuto comes back to help, and like we need someone to hold off, the 10 tails Madara, and guess who that is? That's my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't forget about my guy. We've been hyping up the 8 gates for like 50 years, and we finally see how powerful the 8 gates is, and it doesn't disappoint.
No,
like,
yeah,
obviously.
I was gonna say, I remember like reading this in a manga. Like I was so excited, like when I saw that double page spread of like guy opening the 8 gates. Like it looks so incredible. Like you said, it's so cool. Just like I didn't think Guy would have a part in the war at this moment, because the power levels was getting crazy high.
It was getting insane. It's like this is like
Yeah, but it was great that like Guy kind of had like this last kind of moment and stuff like that of like mainly taijutsu based combat and stuff.
Exactly. So like, people kind of like, some people kind of don't understand that the guy would have lost up to 8 gates Madara, to 10 tails Madara, like normally, but like Guy's still putting his work. He's still beating the hell out of him. Like that's still happening.
Yeah.
So that's happening, and then like basically Naruto Sasuke, we get the reveal of a lifetime, right? With Naruto Sasuke, like we found out they're the reincarnations of Indra and Ashura.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. How did you I know people did not take that well. That was like,
I feel like people misinterpret some of this as well. Like it goes back to Neji and stuff, where they're like Naruto didn't believe in destiny and stuff like that. It's like, no, he believes in destiny, but like if you don't like it, you can change it. And obviously like people think this is a good destiny Naruto's been a part of, but it isn't. He's been destined to continue a cycle of conflict where he's meant to like kill his best friend, where they're both going to die and stuff like that. Like it's not good. I don't know why people think this is a good thing, because it's not. But like Naruto broke out of it and stuff like that. But I can understand why some people like. I think the power boost is a bit weird. I guess, but like I do like the cycle of conflict kind of theme that kind of gets added in, because it's clear Kishimoto wanted to like build this in. Like I said, this is the moment that goes back to the 5 Kage Summit as well, where like Naruto knew there was something in Sasuke as well and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we get like the end of the 8 gates fight. Naruto and Sasuke get their power-ups and stuff, and like I'm not a huge fan of the whole like reincarnation of Ashura and Indra. I don't think it's as bad as people think it seems, but like I think what really packs up what really make people like dislike the Shippuden stuff is the Kaguya stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
So we get that stuff. Naruto Sasuke, love that scene. Well, first of all, Naruto like he does his signature kick. The little kick he does.
Oh yeah.
Signature kick, kicks Madara, and then Madara's like, "You think you could beat me?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "No, idiot. I'm not gonna beat you. We're gonna beat you together." And Sasuke comes through. He's like, "Oh, it's so hype." It's just a hype moment. He has the little. He doesn't even use it technically, but he has like the freaking. He has Minato's kunai in his mouth.
Oh
it's
yeah.
I wish he would learn Flying Thunder God, but like, yeah, that's and they're basically they're fighting Ten Tails like Madara. They're actually kind of like beating him high key.
No, yeah,
Madara's a god.
Yeah, because Madara's kind of like always like, in this moment he is getting a bit scared. He's like kind of running away a lot as well, and then he steals Kakashi's eye and stuff like that, and just plants it in.
Get the other Rinnegan to do the Infinite Tsukiyomi type thing.
Yeah.
Then, doesn't like after that happen, like doesn't he get betrayed by Zetsu like right after?
Well, the arc ends where like he literally just does
like,
it, where he does the Tsukuyomi, and then it ends there. So I guess we can rate this if you want.
Rate this 7, 8. I think this is so I know that I think the Shura Indra thing does take like it does do some damage to the arc, but it still has a lot of crazy. I mean, you got 8 gates.
Yeah. Well, what kind of do you not like about the Ashura and Indra stuff? I
feel
guess
like for the Ashura and Indra stuff, it was like it did kind of make it. I know obviously it made Naruto and Sasuke seem like already more God-given than they had seen before. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, sure, Naruto was like the son of was the child of like 2 crazy shinobi. But he still had to he still didn't feel as gifted as it did when we found out they're like that's my thing with that.
Yeah, because even like in this dialogue, I remember, because obviously I argue with so many people over this and stuff, because some people misinterpret it and stuff. But what's it? The sage talks to Naruto and he says, just because Naruto is talking to the sage and he's like, wow, because he's reincarnated after the son who's known as a dunce and stuff like that, and it's like, wow, even the sage of 6 paths has a not so talented son. And then the sage replies with, just because the parents are gifted doesn't naturally mean it'll go on to the child, and you should know that as well, because Naruto didn't inherit anything from Minato or Kushina and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But obviously the power up is, like you said, I have the same issue as well. This is kind of the only power up Naruto didn't work towards to get, which I think is the main issue I have with it, because he worked for everything else. Yeah.
He went from nowhere near. I'd say. Do you think he was stronger than alive Madara? Just Naruto? I know Sasuke wasn't, but do you think Naruto was?
What alive Madara? So what? Wait, not Sage of 6 Paths one, just normal.
The one that was just freshly alive, the one that was just the one that was alive reanimated. You know what I'm saying?
No,
the one that packed up Sasuke.
No, yeah, I wouldn't say so, honestly.
I think he was stronger than Hashirama. That's my hot take. I think that Sage mode 9 Tails, Sage mode KCM2 Naruto was stronger than Hashirama. That's a hot take I have.
Okay.
Yeah, so he went from being comparable to a live Madara to just decimating Ten Tails Madara. It's okay, this is insane right now. So yeah, I'd still say 8 though. I think 8 for sure.
I'm going to go with. I love it because Madara's my favorite character as well, so I kind of love some of the stuff that goes on. I don't really like Obito as a character, so that kind of dims it for me. I know a lot of people love Obito, but I still kind of never really get that from him. I didn't really like the talk no jutsu with him and stuff like that. Even if it can make sense at times, I just didn't really like it for me personally, because I just don't really like Obito. So I'm saying
Obito's he's really hit or miss. You either love him or you hate him.
No, yeah, and I don't know anyone who's in the middle with him.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, a lot of people the whole Rin stuff. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 7. I'd say for me. Okay, not too
bad. But the last arc in Shippuden, which is the Kaguya Otsugi strikes. So like, so obviously Kaguya, we get that whole thing. I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm not a fan of Madara being like taken over as the final
Yeah,
boss.
it's thing is, I like how Madara kind of like. I wish he went out this way, but differently. Like Kaguya wasn't involved, or like it wasn't Setsu or something like that. Because I like how it parallels, you know, how he got killed by Hashirama by being stabbed in the back and
Oh, the
stuff like that.
backstab, yeah.
Yeah, and like
Yeah, we
obviously
love that back,
I
yeah.
like how, you know, Madara, he's always someone who didn't like walking in front because he didn't trust people behind him. And now I like how Madara's kind of thinking like even his own like self-will kind of like betrays him, even though like we find out, you know, it was
It's not
Kage's will.
self-fulfillment, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's like, then Kaguya comes out and it's like Kaguya's a different level because you have like, we saw when Madara was 10 tails, Naruto and Sasuke were like, oh, we're gonna beat you together. And Kaguya, when Kaguya comes out, it's like, Sasuke's like, yeah, is this even real? Like, it's just, they just keep on hype. Like, Kaguya, by all intents and purposes, it seems like Kaguya is just not fathomable how much chakra she has. It's like, oh my god, she's just a menace. It's just, yeah, Kaguya's just a monster. Yeah, like we said, like, I'm not a fan of how they did it. Wish, because Madara got too much hype for him to get like kind of hoed like that at the end.
No, yeah.
And Kaguya, I don't even know when she started getting foreshadowed. Maybe the war arc, maybe something. Not even early war arc, like late war arc. So
Yeah, it's some. There's some things you can hint at, like with like the flower fruit and stuff like that. And like, you know, the name Kaguya is based on like, I don't know if it's Japanese mythology. I might be wrong or something like, but like a tale of Kaguya and like a fruit and stuff like that. And like you see that with Madara, like, you know, when he's sitting on the throne and he has like the massive like chakra fruit behind him and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's not as satisfying as a reveal compared to like Madara and stuff like that. One thing I do like about Kaguya though is how she did switch up the environments a lot, and I've always hated the war environment and stuff like that because it was very bland, very boring to look at for me personally. But yeah,
how was cool too. Yeah, like the whole warping of the places was really cool.
yeah.
Honestly.
Because I was like, it's kind of like someone made a good point, but like, you know, the powers had grown like so crazy, you might as well just go all out, and like that's kind of like what happened, just traveling to different dimensions and stuff like that.
Yeah, dimensions shifting. It's like, what are we doing? Yeah, they're kind of like trying. They can only seal her. So they're just trying their hardest to seal her and stuff.
Yeah.
And long story short, I mean, like, Obito's still there, and then basically Obito and Kakashi were about to step in to save, like, to step in front of Naruto and Sasuke to protect them.
Yeah.
And Obito basically takes both of them, and he's like decaying because that technique is crazy powerful. Shout out Kimamoto because like because Kaguya starts using bone stuff, so that's what I remember. So that was cool. Yeah, but yeah, and then Black Zetsu's talking all that shit about Obito and how he's like a failure and all that stuff. He's like, you were an idiot. And Naruto kind of like defends him on some like, he was a cool shinobi and stuff. He's like, yeah. And then Obito's like, yeah, you better like you better become Hokage and stuff like that. That was cool. And then Obito gives Kakashi this little gift, and he's like, yeah, I gave you your gift, bro. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, I forgot to give you your
Just
gift
give
the
him
first
that part,
time. Yeah.
Like that was cool. That was a cool thing. Kakashi becomes nerfed for like an arc or like a tenth of an arc. It was cool. The dough we get to see the Domek he was showing us, see how powerful it is, and it's really insane.
And he has his Susanoo and stuff like that. It's crazy. I still don't like how it was made and stuff. Like, it's clear he kind of Kishimoto just needed like something to help Naruto and Sasuke, you know, get into the position they needed to be to seal her and stuff. But you know,
it was like Kakashi just gets like he gets a power up to be like, or Kakashi was stronger than like Sasuke and Naruto, Loki.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, okay, what are we doing here? That happens, and they seal. I'm gonna kind of not skip ahead, but like they seal Kaguya and stuff, and it's like he's packed up, and it's like everyone's happy, like, wow, we're gonna succeed, and Sasuke's like, yeah, I'm gonna like seal the tail beast and kill all the Hokage and like start the revolution, and everyone's like, what the hell? And like at this point in time, the six paths out of energy, Kakashi's out of energy, Sakura is Sakura. And they're like, everyone's like, yeah, it's up to you, Naruto. You're the last one who can beat him. And then like, that was cool because they're running away. I think Sasuke's running to Naruto. Who's running after who? I can't remember. I think it's probably Naruto's probably running after Sasuke, I think.
Yeah, well, Sasuke went to the final valley, then Naruto followed behind. If that's what
he's like, you know what this is. This is like this is where our battle will end. Best fight in the series, in my opinion. The Naruto Sasuke last fight. I think that's the best fight in the series. It just has everything for me.
No, yeah, it
It's-
definitely like top tier and stuff.
Yeah.
We did also quickly skip over, but like just to briefly mention, like I really like the Minato like farewell as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No,
that was
yeah.
that was beautiful because it was like, someone was like, yeah, you know what today is? The death of your parents. You know what I'm saying? I think who was that? That's like Black Zetsu or Obito.
I don't know.
Yeah, and he was like, damn. But like Naruto's like, no, that means today was like. Naruto's like, no, that means today was your birthday. Naruto was like, oh, you're 17, like you're teeing up. And then, yeah, Naruto had the whole speech, and Naruto was like crying. He's like, yeah, don't worry about me, I'll be okay. I'm gonna be Hokage. It was just so heartfelt because that's like, to me, that was the end of Naruto's like development. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
He's basically, well, not the end, but like almost the end. He's like, he's damn near Hokage. He's Naruto wanted to be respected by the village, right? The current village. Naruto at the end of the war is respected by all four villages, all the villages, and all the Kage present and past. Like he's like, you have Hashirama's like Tobirama's like, yeah, sometimes this guy reminds me of my older brother Naruto, my older brother Hashirama, but he's just as dumb type thing, right? Hiruzen's like, look how far you've grown. Minato's so proud. Like all the Kage are proud of him. All the whole Kage are proud. All the like other Kage. It's just Naruto has the respect of even Madara has, like, even everyone has, like, you know, everyone has respect for Naruto. Like he's there. All he needs to do left is like to break the cycle of hatred is to beat Sasuke.
Yeah.
He can't kill him because he doesn't want to cause the cycle of hatred among the brothers. Because he even said something cool. He's like, yeah, Hashir, like, yeah, Gramps. He probably calls him what, stage 6 Gramps. So you know Naruto. So he's like, yeah, Gramps, like, I'm not Ashura and Sasuke's not Indra. Like,
no, yeah.
I'm gonna end this battle of brothers right here and now. And I'm like, yeah, no, so talk your shit.
No, yeah, I love that quote because it also shows that obviously like the own persons, they work to get this far. You know, these are just kind of like namesakes that they've just been placed in this cycle. You know, so I do love how it shows. You know, they are different people.
I don't even know what to say about that fight. Like,
No, yeah.
I have no words. It's just that fight.
It's so good. I've made an hour-long video on it, so there's so much like you could just there's so much you can just talk about. It's great. There's flashbacks to like old fights and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, it's really solid, really great. And what side are you on? Because I was having debates with some people.
You talking about? Oh man, I think today I was looking at. I don't look at Twitter that much anymore, but I definitely saw you were arguing. People were on your head because you said Naruto was stronger than Sasuke, right?
Yeah. No, yeah,
bro,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Bro, like Naruto is not like if you're trying to fight someone in a fight, right? And they're trying to kill you and you're trying to beat them. It's a different, like, you're already, you know what I'm saying? That's a different level of like intent. That's like that's already one like limiter, right?
Yeah.
Then you look at Sasuke himself was like, bro. Sasuke himself was like, yeah, if you keep playing defense, you're not gonna beat him. And even I think the only time Naruto was on the offense was the freaking
with the Indra's arrow and stuff like that when he had to like match the output.
Yeah, exactly. Then Sasuke takes the energy from first of all he takes the other 9-tailed beast and absorbs energy to make the super tailed beast Susanoo, right? That's the first thing. Then at the end of the fight, he absorbs the chakra that some of the chakra that Kurama was storing up. Absorbs that through the punch. So like and
Naruto only had like a fraction of that as well, which this all gets said in the anime and manga, so I'm so confused why people are like, nah, they're both going all out and stuff like that. I was like, clearly Naruto put himself in a handicapped position like straight away where he's always, you know, having a negative like effect to the fight. And like I even say like for simple stuff like the final Rasengan and Chidori clash, like Sasuke has gravity on his side when he's going down, but Naruto doesn't. He has to push up. He has an extra element he has to fight against.
Then like if you know like and also like Inferno style like flame control, like his Chidori was black, like Naruto had a normal wrestling. It's just Naruto's just clearly much stronger than Sasuke. It's just how it is. He just was. I'm sorry. So like that's how that is. But amazing fight, and then you have a great scene. Sasuke's like. He's pardoned for his crimes, but he's still like, you know what I'm saying? He's kind of on his nomad stuff. He's kind of like finding himself. Like he passes on the Itachi 2-head poke to what's her name? Sakura.
Yeah.
Then walking away from the village, and you see Naruto in a cool like little jacket that he has, and he's like, here, and he's holding it's crusty as hell now, but his headband, that's like tough. It's like, yeah, that headband was a big deal at one point in time, and it's like, yeah, I held on to it because that's like showing Naruto always had faith he was gonna bring it back, and it was like they went through a lot of shit, but like that was it. He brought it back.
So,
is that where Naruto Shippuden ends off?
Yeah, that's well. Obviously, there's some like they adapt the novels and stuff like that, but I feel like this is the main, story ending.
Just like that's it. Naruto rescued Sasuke. And it was like we're here.
So
I can even picture the song in my head.
Well, what would you rate this arc then? Because it has one of the highest peaks in the series of the final fight, but it also has Kaguya.
Yeah, and then but it has also a lot of like moments we were looking forward to, like that. Like Sasuke becoming good, you know what I'm saying? That
it's very awkward.
Yeah, because I think take away the Kaguya stuff, and this is a great arc.
Yeah,
I feel like you can't just not deem the dark arc for the Kaguya stuff. 7 or 6? I think I might have to go. The Kaguya part that bad though. It's bad though. It's definitely like the worst part of the series. It's just about which one you wager. You wager like the good parts over the bad. I think I might go like a 6 though. Like that Kaguya stuff was pretty bad. So
no, yeah. I think I'm gonna go for 6. Honestly, I'd say because obviously like Obito is still running around as well, and I'm not the biggest fan of Obito and stuff like that.
You don't like that.
So, but yeah, I think
that's 6 in the series. I guess it's funny.
No, yeah, Naruto vs Sasuke saves it like a lot.
Yeah, because it would have gotten bad, but I think this is probably my longest video ever. We'll see how long it ends up.
Yeah, it's very long. Feels like 2 hours or something. My God.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours. I mean, this is like, let us know what y'all rankings are, because let us know what y'all think. But
yeah,
it's beautiful. Like, no, we could be doing. I don't know what other things we could collab on, but we definitely we'll be back for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you have any like topics you want us to cover together, or just either of us, just let us know in the comments. Yeah, check out. They got on my head about this because they said I pronounced it wrong.
I saw the comments.
I'm pretty sure I pronounced it mikeyuubi. I think they said mikeyuubi. So it's Mikey and mikeyuubi because it's mikeyuubi, right?
Yeah,
mikeyuubi,
yeah.
Mikeyuubi. It's not mikeyuubi. It's mikeyuubi.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I said, oh no, man, it was on my head, bro. I was like, bro, what are we talking about? It was like, we're pronouncing. I was like, bro, leave me alone. They be on my head for this. But yeah, Mikeyuubi, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Mikeyuubi for being, you know what I'm saying? That's the homie. Took it wasn't that big of. It was probably a big after when we first recorded the first video, but we'd be doing our own things and stuff. So we'll be back on another video at some point in time. We just gotta figure out the topic, but. Yeah, shout out you for coming doing a video. Any like videos you want to promo or anything like that, or anything you want to shout out?
No, I guess check out check out my YouTube channel. And that's really it. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. It was long, very long. I didn't expect it to be this long.
Yeah, but Shippuden's beefy, bro.
Yeah, but no, it was a lot of fun revisiting the series and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, well, we're out. So peace.
Bye bye.